Where are the low-value men?
The hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site. You can believe that. You can believe that. You can believe that.
Contracted COVID, but says with a mixture of medicines, including the controversial horse dewormer that has poisoned hundreds of people nationwide, he's now recovered.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
From the headlines to the whisper start. Low value mail, we'll get the mark. Low value mail at 9 o'clock. Where truth and fiction take a walk.
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon? You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Our stories are.
Is this thing on? Oh, thank the Lord. Welcome back, everybody. I don't know if my levels are good or not, but I'm on a totally different system. I think my trusty old soundboard, since I've had since day one of Low Value Mail, may have kicked the bucket. We'll see. It's been a good run, if that's the case. I've had it literally since episode 1 of the show, I believe. If not episode 1, then episode 2. Apologies for the late start. We were encountering some technical difficulties. It's either the cable or the board. And I didn't have an extra one of those. It's like one of those printer style cables, USB something or other. USB B to C or some shit. USB 2.0 to C. I don't know. Anyways, welcome back to an all new episode of Low Value Mail on this Monday, February 16th. Someone's saying the audio is mono. What does that mean? What does that even mean? I don't have an option to make it mono. I see gain. I see another gain. I see a monitor button. I have to use this. We just have this random thing lying around. Left ear only. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. Mono. Let's see. Unfortunately, I was rushing to get this done. I don't even see an option to make this not mono, and I definitely do not want to do this episode as mono. What the fuck? Fucking hate this shit. All right. I can't tell if it's really, so it's really quiet. I mean, I can crank this. This is cranked to the max right now. This is cranked. I mean, it's clipping on my end, so I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. Okay, I can't listen to you. Oh, okay. I can't tell if the audio is working or not because it sounds fine to me. It looks fine to me. Is it actually mono? God damn it. I can't. You guys are... All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. I can't tell if there's actually any issues or not. I hope that there's not. If it is mono, I will certainly correct it in the mix, if you will. But it looks all fine to me. So welcome back, everybody. Good Lord. And shout out to, and this is kind of on topic tonight. Shout out to Gemini AI. I don't know if you've used Gemini AI. It's Google's AI. They're not a sponsor of the show, although I would love one. But they have this very cool feature. Thanks, Poison. Thanks, Pablo. They're messing with me. I hate you guys all. Has a very cool feature, if you've never used Gemini, where you can basically activate your camera and just talk to it and point it at your problem, and it'll, if you ever have something where you need to fix something or whatever, you just show it what you're looking at and it'll help you fix it. So anyways, it helped me. And you know, there's not a lot of going on in the news right now. I know I talk about this a lot, but we are going to talk about AI tonight. That's why I put those 2 big fat sets of cans on the thumbnail. Hope you enjoy that. But yes. So tonight, major lag. Oh, I can't look at the fucking chat. I just can't look at the chat. But then sometimes the chat is helpful. But then I don't know. I don't know if you guys are just fucking with me, because I know you guys do enjoy fucking with me. And I don't know if Gerard can tell me if, maybe I'll message Gerard. I'm going to message Gerard and see if it, because you guys are just untrustworthy. Seems fine on my end. Shout out to the super chatters. I swear to Benjamin Netanyahu that it is mono. Renzerad says that, but Pablo says it sounds fine. They're messing with me. I don't know. And Renzerad says, here's 200 pennies, start the stream. I don't know. I don't know if it's mono. I have no clue how to fix it. I mean, if you guys want, people say it's not lying. All right, you know what? Let's see what Gemini AI has to say about this. Hey, Gemini, everybody's saying that the stream is mono. How do I fix this? They're saying that it's coming through in mono, not stereo. All right, now you don't want to work? Responses may be delayed due to problems with your network.
To fix the mono...
Oh, sorry, now I started talking. Go ahead. Tell me how to fix it. Fucking clanker. Tell me how to fix the mono. Check the audio jack. The audio jack's fine.
Okay, let's try this. See the audio input capture in the mixer?
Yep.
There should be a...
Fuck, you can't talk to it because it makes it stop talking. Go ahead.
My mistake. You'll want to click the gear icon next to audio input capture to open the advanced settings.
I don't see any advanced settings. Properties? That's all I see is properties.
You're right. Properties is the one. Click that and you should find something like down mix to mono in the settings that you'll want to disable.
It is disabled. Fucking clanker.
Since down mix to mono is already disabled, the issue might be somewhere else. I see a monitor setting nearby. Sometimes that can cause the echo you mentioned if it's turned on.
I don't have an echo anymore. Now it's just everybody saying it's mono. All right. Well, this isn't. All right. You're going to have to listen to one ear. You're fucking deaf in one of your ears, unfortunately, for tonight. That's what it is. And yes, if you notice, I made my Gemini sound like a strong black man. Why? I don't know. But I did. It did. Anyways, we'll figure this out for next week. I'll get a new board for next Monday. But for now, this is what it is. This is just what it is. Logan sort of says the show is peak. Poison says a Jew talking to his AI. This is low value. Hey guys, I don't know if you've watched this fucking show for the last 3 years or 4 years or the other show. Not my forte is the fucking tech problems. Every week when I do one of these shows and it works, it's by the grace of God that I go, how the fuck did that work this time? But anyways, we at least got it running because it was actually unusable at the time. Before fucking Mr. Clanker over here figured it out for me, I had this insane echo in my headphones and I wouldn't have been able to even take a call. So this is at least something. Anyways. I'm going to talk about AI, then I'm going to open the phone lines. I am sorry that there is, it's only coming through in one channel, but this won't matter for you if you're listening after the fact because I will mix it after the fact and it'll be fine. But for now, this is just what it is. It's just what it is. So I've been talking about AI is amazing. Okay. I don't know if you guys have been using AI. It is fucking amazing. Shit like that, where you can just talk to your clanker, you can show it your world, is incredible. Okay, if you're not worried about AI, though, as insane as it is, you should be. Okay, you really, really should be. Like I know I've been talking about my concerns with AI for the last probably year at this point. I feel like I was somewhat of an early adopter, at least in the podcast space, as far as comedians go. But the last 3 weeks, my concern has increased exponentially. Now, if you work in a trade, which I'm sure some of you do, congratulations, because you have nothing to worry about. I might have a job for you in fucking audio engineering. It doesn't pay much because I don't make any money from this shit. But if you live in New York City near Midtown, you want to help me out, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, if you have a trade, you're good. If you're about to go to college, university, I would probably go get a fucking trade, to be honest. And, trade was always seen as reliable. University degree was always seen as like, hey, you'll make way more money going to university. It's the opposite. Now you go to university, you're saddled with immense amount of debt, and you will not have a job to do unless you are like hyper specific. Basically, the main thing you should be doing right now, I know it's mostly dudes, but if you got the stomach for it and you're cool with just all your friends making fun of you, go become a nurse, because this country is aging rapidly. They're always going to need nurses. They're going to need people changing bedpans, and everybody's getting old. And nursing is probably the best thing you can do if you are so inclined. But trades, nursing, you make tons of money. Trades, and plus if you do nurse, there's other nurses around, if you know what I mean. Trades, you're set though. If you just graduated with a fucking marketing degree, and you're 100 or 200 grand in debt or whatever, you are so fucked. I don't think people understand how bad it was. Like, look, and that's the thing. In my generation, everybody was sold this lie. We're just like, you need to go to college, get a degree. And maybe it wasn't a lie at the time. But now a bunch of fucking nerds who, funny enough, also went to college are about to make a huge chunk of people's jobs completely obsolete. And it's going to happen way faster than we think. That is probably the scare. This is the thing that kind of freaks me out the most about this stuff. And I know these aren't like the hottest takes at this point, but I really don't think people are grasping what's going on. And I hope I'm completely overreacting, by the way. I hope I'm completely overreacting. I'm missing some key piece where everything just all works out and we're so much better off. And I know a lot of you are like, you're worried about the H-1Bs taking your job. This is so much worse than the H-1Bs. First off, don't worry, because a lot of these H-1Bs, their jobs are also about to be obsolete. These are the ones all doing the computer programming, all the coding shit. They're about to be obsolete, and they're getting sent back. So you're getting what you want. Unfortunately, your job is also about to be obsolete. So I've been using Claude Opus 4.6 for the last week now. I've been using it for a week. I tried it, whatever their top model was, I tried it about a year ago or so. I wasn't particularly impressed, which is kind of, says a lot about the speed this shit moving. I kind of was like trying to do some things. I was like, you know what, this isn't, at the time I was just like, this is whatever, AI to me was kind of like a glorified search engine, really, where you go, yeah, you maybe get some better results than going straight to Google, but I'm not super impressed by it. It doesn't help me in really anything I do. Now, after a week of using this, I am beyond impressed. I am to the point where I am actually concerned, like I mentioned. And if you haven't tried Opus 4.6, go get a pro. You don't even need to go get the pro plan, but go spend the $20 because I think it gives you access to it. It's $20 a month. Might be the best $20 a month you've ever spent in your life. I highly recommend going to take this shit for a spin, assuming you have a fucking computer. Okay. If I could, that's my one maybe best piece of advice to you is just go dick around with this. So here's some examples. Okay. I took all the documents I sent to my accountant last year to do my 2024 taxes. I put them into Claude. It did all of my taxes for last year in 2 minutes. Okay. It caught some, mistakes that my human accountant clanker made. Caught several mistakes that my human clanker made, and it was essentially free. Okay, now I'm not saying accountants are useless all of a sudden, because, obviously some people have super complex taxes, and you still want a CPA to like sign off on your taxes and review them and gives you some protection if the IRS like audits you or whatever. That has some value. There are these certain things that have value, but they charge you these huge fees because, there's all this data entry and they got to put your whole thing together. That's essentially worthless now. Okay. I've never coded anything in my life until this past week. I basically sat down. I made myself a custom video clipping tool for my podcasts. I made a content system that tracks and schedules all my posts, all through Telegram. It's pretty amazing. really anything you can do in front of a computer right now can be done with AI and basically automated. Like if any of you are sitting at home, probably, hitting a bong being like, what if this could be an app? You can go make it now. The skill of coding has become useless. It's not useless, but it's redundant. Like they literally said they made the most recent OpenAI ChatGPT, their Codex 5.3. It was built by itself. Okay. It was built by a previous version of itself. So at this point, we're going to be on this like recursive loop where it's constantly just building itself. It's like a flywheel where it just keeps building itself. So, you can obviously see where this is going, where you don't need any coding experience to essentially do anything now. The fact that these nerds fucking replaced themselves, hilarious. The fact that they literally dug their own graves. They go, hey, we need a hole. And they started digging. And you go, well, you just dug your own grave. I hope you're happy. Remember how we were telling journalists to learn to code? I don't know if many of them did, but if any of them did, fuck, that sucks. They're just like, so journalism became obsolete. I went back to school, learned to code, and now this is obsolete too. Correct. Sounds like you were just very unlucky people in your timing. I also set up, I'm sure some of you are familiar with this OpenClaw AI agent. I set one of these things up. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. Highly recommend it. It is the future, 100%, these AI agents. It literally got released 3 weeks ago. OpenAI has already acquired it. I think yesterday they bought it. It's open source though, so I don't know exactly what that entails. But they bought it. It's to the point where this stuff didn't exist a month ago. Now Meta came out with their own one called Manus on Friday. Essentially how these work is it's an AI agent, but you run it through a messaging app. So it's working 24/7 essentially. It is incredible. And if you don't have an OpenClaw, one of these AI agents right now, I guarantee you at some point you will. Every one of us is going to have one of these things. And the speed at which the shit is moving is crazy. Like, it's really limited by your imagination. Like, stuff I couldn't do 2 weeks ago or a week ago. I don't even know when I started dicking around with this, maybe 2 weeks ago. All these things, I'm like, oh, I can't get this to work. It all works now. They keep pushing updates every day, basically, on this thing. And it's just like all these bugs are getting ironed out because it's open source. There's I don't know, 1 million people working on this. Like, literally somewhere right now, if you're unemployed, somewhere right now, there is a teenager who is probably building a $100 million company using this shit. And I don't want to say you're watching this, but you can watch this and go build your $100 million company. If you're a small business owner, setting one of these up, absolute must. I can't, like, because the thing is, I'm sure we all have this, where you have 20 apps on your phone, and you're like, this app does this, this app does this, this app does this, this app does this, and you're constantly just going back and forth between apps. This is essentially like an everything app, where you just go, everything goes into this app. It does require some setup. Like, you have to, it's like a futuristic super AI, like Tamagotchi almost, if you remember those things, where you do have to set it up to your specifications, but once you set it up, it is incredible. And this stuff is so disruptive. I just do not think your average person really understands at this point. This will also be terrible for spam. Spam, if it could potentially make your phone unusable in the next 6 months. Like, so I couldn't set it up today because I've been out all day. But when I get home, I've already been discussing this with my agent. I am going, like, think about this. So I am going to go buy a phone number from Twilio for $2. And you can link it with 11 Labs. And I'm going to basically have my agent be able to make voice phone calls. So when my wife's bothering me, I'm going to clone my own voice and have my agent call my wife, and she'll think she's talking to me the entire time. And it'll just be like, think of it, just the time savings of this. It's absolutely incredible. And this isn't like some crazy futuristic tech that I'm talking about. Like, you can do this right now. I read about a guy the other day who he had his AI agent while this guy was in a meeting, and he's like, I want to buy this car. Call the dealership and see how much of a deal you can negotiate on a car. The AI agent, because it's literally trained on, like, you know, the best negotiating skills in the world. It has all of them at once. It got him $4,200 off of his car while he was doing something else. The shit is crazy. But again, the scammers are going to be, if they're not already all over this, they're going to be all over this very soon, to the point where realistically in the next 3 to 6 months, your phone, like, unless they're working on something to combat this, your phone might just be unusable. It'll just be spam calls, texts all fucking day. It's going to get insane because it's not that expensive to do this. Now, as far as the entertainment industry goes, I'm somewhat on the fence. I'm not really in the entertainment industry, so I know lots of people who are, and I don't wish them ill will. But I'm sure some of you have seen these videos coming from Seed Dance 2.0. If you haven't, go check them out. If you don't know what it is, it's ByteDance, which is the company behind TikTok. It's their newest text-to-video generation model. Now, I know the trendy thing last year was to call all AI content slop, of course, besides my very well done fake AI news. But most of it was. It was like a lot of it was just like, here's a fucking cat dancing or a dog eating spaghetti or whatever. It's just like, which, by the way, my wife sends me this shit constantly. She's just like, look at this. Look at this. People love it. People love this AI slop. And most of it was slop. It's not anymore, though. Like, that's the crazy thing. Normally, the jump from slop to non-slop, the way tech has moved in the past, it shouldn't have happened inside of 6 months or a year. It should have been like, oh, we're in the slop phase. We're in the slop decade of AI. And it lasted for like, I don't know, 6 months. Like, if you're into Star Wars or shit like that, Star Trek, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, I have fantastic news for you. There are going to be full-length TV shows and movies that will be indistinguishable from the real thing. Like, if you personally have ever thought, hey, you know what? That movie sucked. That version of this movie sucked. I can write a better version of some established IP that exists. You can do that too. And these video generation tools, currently still the clip length on them is like 10 to 15 seconds, so it's not quite feasible yet. Within the next 12 months, you're going to be able to crank out probably 10 to 15 minute videos. Rumor is that there's a Seed Dance 3.0, which will be the next one. We'll be able to do basically between, I think I was reading some Chinese guy basically saying that they've managed to push it up to 18 minutes and reliably do 10 minutes rendering videos. So the movie business, fucked. Do I care? I don't really care about the movie business anymore. Once upon a time, I had some designs on being part of it. I don't know how it's going to exist or in what format or context it's going to exist. They should be worried, though. But I don't really feel bad for them because they stopped making original content, in the last 10 years. They make some original stuff, some original movies, TV. But for the most part, they just relied so heavily on their, this tried and tested IP that really they were just doing the manual version of what these AI models are doing now. So, if you didn't like the last episode of Sopranos, you will literally be able to make your own version very soon. You didn't like season 2 of The Wire? Well, you can make your own season 2 of The Wire. And it'll just be that. You take just the little excerpts of it and you go, here's the whole new season. Now, I have no idea how this stuff will be distributed, really. And that's another thing, too, is like, obviously, there's going to be tons of lawsuits. I saw this thing from like the Actors Guild being like, we don't like this. Well, guess what? Here's a problem. These companies are Chinese. They don't give a shit. You ever heard of Canal Street? They do not give two shits about intellectual property in China at all. They couldn't give a fuck, okay? So, now, look, I have no clue if you were to make, say, an episode of The Office or Star Wars or whatever, full 2-hour feature-length, 3-hour feature-length Star Wars. I don't know where you would put it. I don't really know. You obviously can't put it on YouTube. Most social networks will basically comply with copyright law, remove them. So maybe it'll be back to torrenting. I don't know. But this will exist. This will be the new version of fan fiction. Like, I don't know if any of you fucking dorks are into something like fan fiction. I'm not, but I'm sure some of you nerds are. And but fan fiction is a huge thing. Fanfiction.net, which is, I guess, one of the bigger fan fiction sites. I don't know. This is the first I ever even heard of it an hour ago. Over 61,000 entries for Star Wars alone. Okay? These will all now just be shorts and full-length movies. Avenger has over 52,000 entries. So this is clearly the future. This is what it is. And if you're into this stuff, it's awesome for you. You're like, I get a new Avengers movie once a week, probably. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's happening 100%. But I do still think, because you see a lot of these AI videos and you're like, they still have movie stars in them. Like, that's like the big appeal. They obviously don't hit as hard when it's just like random characters. So we will still need movie stars. But the question is, are really new movie stars being churned out the way they were, in the 2000s, 2010s. It doesn't seem like it. But that is the thing that is like the big selling point. Is always like, oh, look, it's Brad Pitt fighting Tom Cruise, if you saw that video. But again, how long that will last, who knows? The first Star Wars movie famously was just literally a bunch of unknown actors. So what happens if a movie comes out that is so groundbreaking, similar to how the original Star Wars was, and then all these AI actors are actually the new celebrities? It's crazy even saying shit like this. Like, even these words coming out of my mouth, and I'm like, what the fuck am I even talking about? But this is the pace at which we're moving. And look, universal basic income probably going to be needed faster than we expected. I think that's also a guarantee. I'm sure the conversation has been had in the highest levels of government. But if I had to guess, they're thinking this was something like 10 to 20 years away, and it's probably more like 3 to 5 years away. So hope people in government know what they're doing. I hope you're very confident in that. But it may be way closer than we think. Third world countries, super fucked. Holy shit. The amount of people in the Philippines and India and every other fucking shithole where tons of people who work there just are basically being used to do these basic tasks that will be essentially the first thing to go likely. Like, I was talking to my friend who's an accountant, and I told him this thing where I'm like, yeah, my Claude did my taxes in 2 minutes. Like, and he's like, yeah, a lot of accountants now outsource all the like kind of grunt bullshit work to these people in India. So they're fucked. One, all the people, H-1Bs have to go back. They're all going back. And then, because they're not going to have jobs anymore. And then none of them are going to have jobs. It's hard to fathom. But, like, it's one thing to, replace your American employees. It's a whole other thing to go fire some gig workers overseas. Who gives a shit? You're just like, okay. And look, maybe it's not going to be all that bad. I don't know. Maybe we're just going to witness some parabolic productivity gains, and everyone will just find a new job, and there'll be all these new industries created, and we'll just replace all these mundane tasks everybody has to do with more important things. Maybe, except a lot of people do jobs that are just repetitive, mundane tasks. So, we literally spent 200 years replacing manual labor with machines, and then we're about to replace most cognitive labor in 5 years. And I don't think the people who are running the show have any fucking clue what to do with it. So, could be bad. All right, the phone lines are open. That's all I wanted to talk about. I didn't want to talk about any politics this week. There's nothing. The Spire 2K says you should have Jeremy Kaufman or Nick Gurr on. Nick Gurr. I'll see if I can get Nick Gurr on. Jeremy Kaufman has been on the show tonight. Shout out to Logan Sorter, upgraded membership to keep the bathhouse alive. And Christian Tinsel 6483 says, welcome to keep the bathhouse alive. Thank you very much. Logan sent 5 memberships. Thank you for that. Jordan GI7SC says, don't worry about AI taking your job. Companies just won't be hiring. Time to start your own company with low overhead. That is very well said. Like, there are so many opportunities with this shit right now. I don't think people understand. Like, if you have the slightest idea for anything that could help anybody, you can go make it. Like, it used to be like you thought of an app idea and you're like, you call some designer and they're like, yeah, that costs $50,000. And you're like, well, I don't really want to do it that badly. I don't want to risk $50,000. Now you can just like take a weekend. And if you have just not like the shittiest 10-year-old computer, if you have a computer that's maybe 6 years old, which you go buy for $200 online, you're good. Sean C123, welcome to keep the bathhouse alive. Jason Martin, welcome to keep the bathhouse alive. Poison153 says, AI doesn't smell like poop, Danny. I prefer AI over H1Bs. Well, you're getting both. You're getting the H1Bs are, I'm telling you, they literally design their way out of a job, which is quite the ultimate irony. Poison53 says, a Jew talking to his AI. This is low value. All right, the phone lines are open. 1-888-949-2969. We got Gerard answering the calls. Before I get to your calls, if you want to join the list of the very important Scrotes, a.k.a. the Scrote Wall of Fame at the start of the show, you can join the $10 tier here or on Patreon. Patreon.com/low-value-mail, MAIL. If you're already a member, you can upgrade from whatever tier you're on to the $10 tier, and I will throw your name up on the wall of Scrotes Hall of Fame. And as always, you can support the show without money. Just like the stream, share with a friend, leave a comment, follow on Spotify, and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. I cannot believe the channel does not have 10,000 subscribers yet. It is a fucking crime that I do not have 10,000 subscribers on this channel. So subscribe. And if you subscribe, then you make sure that you catch all these episodes. So make sure to subscribe. Also, a lot of people have been signing up for this bathhouse thing. The bathhouse now has at least 2 episodes remaining. There's no show tomorrow. I have a show out on Long Island. 2 shows, actually, with Kat Timpf from Gutfeld. If you live out at Long Island, you can go Google it. I think there might be some tickets left for the late show. I think the early show's sold out. But if you want the bathhouse to continue, join the Save the Bathhouse tier. It's $3 a month. I think about 55 of you have signed up, which means still need 145. So it's not looking good. Look, I'm going to give it to you straight, Doc. It's not looking good. But who knows? Maybe a miracle will happen. I don't know. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Okay, let's go to Rob. And just as a note, the better your question is for Gerard, the more likely you get answered first. Hello, Rob. You are on low value.
Hey, what's up, Danny?
What is happening?
What's up, Danny? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you reacting to Clavicular getting frame mogged by that ASU frat leader?
Oh, man, his cortisol's absolutely. I'm worried about how high his cortisol is.
The cortisol went through the roof. You saw that too, right?
Oh, dude, my cortisol went through the roof just for him. I'm sure some people are like, what are you guys talking about? But, yeah.
We're talking about looks maxing, man.
Dude, I've been hammering my face just to get my cheekbones a little better.
I just heard about that, and I have yet to try it out. But it's funny
for people at home. You just lightly hammer your face, and then it creates these microfractures, and then your face, it just kind of when it heals itself, you Giga Chad yourself and get bigger cheekbones. I'm not actually doing this. Please don't do that. What's up, though? What's up, Rob?
No, I just I've been seeing this clavicular shit all over the internet. That shit's so fucking hilarious, man. The
language,
the way the internet.
Yeah, the language around it is so funny. I agree.
Man, I was telling the guy on the other it was Gerard.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
Gerard,
I'll be standing in line for. Yeah. I'm like, man, I told him I'll be standing in fucking in line to buy groceries and stuff, and I'm just thinking about gesture maxing and all of these fucking terms, and it's so fucking funny. I'll be laughing out loud, man.
It is pretty funny. I agree, it is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's I'm not so much a fan of him as much as I'm a fan of the content that has been coming out of the frame mogging, right?
Yeah. I've never watched a clavicular stream, nor am I ever going to watch one. I don't give a shit about people. Like I said, IRL, we talk about goy slop. IRL streams are the ultimate goy slop. You want to call the fucking Super Bowl goy slop? IRL streams are fucking goy slop. You're just watching some guy go to a club while you sit in your fucking basement. That is the gayest shit I've ever seen in my life.
For sure.
But the
even game streaming.
Yeah, game streaming is I almost get, because it's if you go watch the guy who's the best at the game you like, that's similar to sports, that is a high level pursuit. If you're just watching some guy go talk to girls at a fucking nightclub and you can barely hear him and you're just watching, that shit is fucking pathetic. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe I'm just maybe I'm old. I don't know. But I watch that shit. I go, this is fucking goy slop. IRL streams.
Yeah, for sure. No, but I was just I don't know. It's funny because I'm the guy who called in a few weeks ago about starting to work at a jewelry store.
Yeah.
So in a way, I had. It's going good, but in a way, without even having noticed it, I have been looks maxing because I want to dress to impress. I was selling jewelry, right? So
you're selling expensive stuff. That's why you go to a car dealership and these guys are all dressed in suits, because you're I'm not buying a $90,000 car from a guy in a hoodie.
Yeah. So I've been doing my own looks maxing, buying slacks and dressy shirts and all this stuff. Even I've been using a ChatGPT as like my gym partner. So like when I go to the gym, I'm like, what's the like maximum fucking like to like give me like a fucking like a good ass pump to like really show up like in a nice dress shirt, like really like show some frame, you know?
Sure.
And like I was just doing this on my own, you know, but like now that this whole clavicular thing came into play,
I mean, look,
I just like
clavicular
find it funny
didn't
that it's
invent
like,
getting jacked. Like the idea that you're like, oh, he's the first guy who's like, yo, go lift weights. Chicks love like dudes who are in shape.
Yeah.
Like,
He
didn't invent that.
No.
Some of the shit where he's just like, yeah, I like take meth to not eat and like the, you know, hammering your face and all that stupid shit. But you're like,
No,
he is like overcomplicating a super simple thing. Like, like, be funny, don't smell like shit, go to the gym, and like have some ambitions, and you're good with women. Like that's it.
Yeah,
this is like
and my tip,
dude. Dude, the guy wears fucking makeup. Like I saw a thing where you do like a makeup tutorial. Like that is and you're trying to tell me like you think chicks want a dude who's wearing makeup? Like maybe if you're like a rock and roll guy,
totally not it.
If you're just like a dude who's just I wear foundation. Like some chicks can be like, that's disgusting. It's repulsive to women. This is basic shit.
Same thing with like the fucking boobies on his shoulders and shit. You know, the fake boobs on his shoulders to like make his shoulder.
Yeah, it's what my mom used to wear in the 80s.
Yeah, that's also gay. That's why like I asked ChatGPT, like that's like another thing I think guys should leverage is like ChatGPT can give you like all the answers, you know, like
sure.
you know, he'll tell you like hit these fucking like if you really want to fucking like make a presence, you know, hit these delts, you know, hit these much sets and like, you know, like gives you like fucking
it's
a
hard
good
to grow
workout.
it's hard to grow the shoulders. The delts are fucking tricky, man. It's hard to get big.
You know what?
See someone with big
actually,
delts, man, you literally go, you can give that person a handshake because that's fucking tough.
I honestly don't lack in the delt department. I lack more in the chest department. So I like fucking told like I uploaded a picture to myself onto ChatGPT and told it like where am I lacking? And he like totally like pointed out my chest. I've always known my chest was lacking.
There's
but
another
was, like,
thing that
like,
fucking
you're
AI
lacking
is
from,
going to
like,
make obsolete is personal trainers. Like many things.
It gave me like a whole routine, like even like a 6-week plan on like how to grow my chest, you know. And it was like I need to focus more on like fucking like incline positions because I have like no mass there, you know.
You gotta hit the lower chest kind of.
Not so much the lower chest, it's the upper chest is where I lack. So
right.
Yeah, because of all of the. I'm just like always been bony, but like I've been able to grow my arms and my shoulders, you know. But like my chest is just. If I was a girl, I'd be the one with like no titties, you know.
Right. Well, luckily for you, you don't need surgery for that. You can just fucking go look smacks in the gym.
Go to the gym.
All right, Rob. Anything else, man?
At the gym.
Anything else you want to chat about?
You know what? I was planning on going to Sacramento to catch Ryan because that actually lands on my birthday, the 28th.
Nice.
But you know, I came into some problems, you know, this and that. So I'm probably not going to be able to make it there because I live here in California, and his next one's like. Every year, like he's come like nearby, like in Los Angeles and fucking Anaheim and stuff. So I've just always missed it. But I know that you're coming to San Diego.
I am going to be in San Diego in May, I think.
In May, okay. I will try to make it out to that one.
Cool. If you do, come
see if you could bring Ryan along. Bring Ryan along.
I think he has his own San Diego.
You know, I've noticed,
or I think he was just in San Diego.
Oh, damn it. Well, that sucks for me. But you know what? I've noticed you guys have two different approaches for like getting yourselves out there. This will be my last thought, right? I noticed that you are more podcast oriented, and you like and I feel like Ryan is a little more tour oriented. I feel like you, like me, I feel more familiar with you. I feel like the people who know you are down with you.
Well, it's because you can talk. You
I
can talk to me. Well, the thing with the shows, I didn't not do shows because I didn't want to. It's just like there's a million comedians right now, and you have to get a really good booking agent to get booked in all these clubs, and it's hard to do that. Like
Okay.
it's hard to get a booking agent, and I had an old one, and he was just like not that good, which is why I wasn't touring so much.
Yeah.
And then I hired like a really good booking agent who was just like it's harder, and he's just like gets me in everywhere. That's why I have so many dates coming up. But I wasn't not on the road because I didn't want to be. It was just like you can't just be like call up a comedy club and be like, "Hello, I'd like to perform on a weekend here." They're just like, "No."
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well,
yeah.
you know what? I'm glad you're on tour, and
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people, you know, I enjoyed the fucking what was it, the international Jew.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
I can't wait to catch you live, man.
Cool,
Take
man.
care.
Well, hopefully you can make it later, man. And yeah, I got tons of dates. Fort Worth is my next one. I got Fort Worth, and then I got Pittsburgh, Detroit, Chicago, tons of others. Go to dannycomedy.com. Get your tickets. All right. Let's take some calls. Let's go to Pablo. Pablo dropped some super chats. We'll give him some priority pickup here. Iron Man Middle Bill says, why can't they afford to buy a big hat? Good question. He says a small hat is reverence to Catholic cardinals. Interesting. I'll try and get Jeremy Coffin back on that. Pablo, are you there?
Hello. Yes.
What's up?
Not much, Danny. Not much. Enjoying the show. Enjoying
Let's see,
you.
Pablo.
speaking to AI and having
You are a smart man because you didn't go to university and get some bullshit degree. We are always going to need people to fucking fix airplanes. So you must be feeling pretty good about your situation, other than the fact that you just cannot find a woman, which AI could probably help you with.
You know, actually, I tried that before, and AI just starts to gaslight you into saying that you're a predator.
So that's the thing.
So it's not great for that.
Go talk, because they're all different. Like the thing is ChatGPT will just be like, it'll just constantly just affirm you and be like, there's nothing wrong with you. Whereas like Claude actually will like kind of give it to you straight. Like Claude will literally be like, you're being fucking lazy, like you're being a bitch, like it'll talk to you more like an actual person, not like just like some sycophant.
Okay, all right, I'll try Claude then.
Yeah, it's worth it.
But either way, I called in because I had mentioned on the bathhouse that wasn't able to call in. One of my coworkers had recently been arrested by the FBI for selling aircraft parts to North Korea.
That's a big no-no. Trying to sell aircraft parts to North Korea. Okay, let's hear this.
So it happened, I want to say 4 months ago. We got a notification from the company. I'm not going to say what name.
Yeah.
The name of the company.
By the way, you gave. I'm not going to tell what gave away, but you gave away what company you worked for the last time you called in.
Probably, as long as I'm not super specific. They don't get mad, but
but you did. You gave me one detail, which I'm not going to rehash here, but you gave me a detail where I know what company you work for.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, that's not important. Well, we got an email saying that we were now under heavy federal scrutiny because specifically one of my coworkers at my base had been caught trying to sell the engines for the aircraft, the big ones, ERJ 175s.
Yep.
He was trying to sell blades and I want to say oil pumps to North Korea. And the way he was trying to do it, from what I understand,
how do you ship something to North Korea? I guess you ship it to like an intermediary.
So no, from what I'm guessing is he got caught in one of those like FBI what are they called? Where they just kind of set you up.
Yeah.
What are they called again?
It's like not a false.
By the way, I'm assuming
it's a setup. Entrapment, kind of like.
He got set. Yeah, entrapment essentially. Where I'm assuming he was on some website or he was in contact with somebody who said, "Hey, if you can get us these parts, we can give you big money for it, and we'll take it to North Korea." And he said, "Absolutely, no big deal." And from what I understand, the company found out because he was supposed to be, inputting these items for return to GE, who manufactures the engines.
Yeah.
And he was just putting them in as total losses and then not documenting where they were.
And so he was stealing the parts.
Yes, he was stealing the parts. The broken parts, which I don't know how he's supposed to get value out of it, but whatever.
Yeah.
But GE is very serious about that. They want their the most important parts for their engines back because it's a lot of money, and also they don't want stuff like this. They don't want you selling the parts to their competitors.
Or North Korea.
Or North Korea. I don't think they thought of North Korea. I thought they, but it's either way. So yeah, he got caught with $3 million worth of aircraft parts in his apartment.
Oh, how big is $3 million worth of aircraft parts?
Not that big. Aircraft parts are expensive. They're overly expensive because it's aircraft and because it has to go through all this federal scrutiny or federal testing. And so, like an oil pump on your car might cost $800. On an airplane, $80,000.
Wow.
Right, and so
crazy.
And if you $80,000 for like an oil pump, and if you do for certain parts, so like we change out fan blades on these. They're made out of solid titanium. I don't know if you've ever seen the prices for titanium.
Yeah,
but it's not cheap, and it's more expensive. And it's even more expensive because they don't forge titanium. They kind of just like take a titanium block and then cut it into the shape they want. And so it's already a really expensive piece of titanium. And then you add all this machining time into it. And so by the end of the day, a single blade costs like, probably 12 G's, and there's 37 blades or 38 blades.
Right.
And you can see how quickly the prices go up.
So what's happening to this guy?
He's in jail. He's probably going to go to jail for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life? For what, like treason?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Last we heard, he was being tried in a federal prison.
That's crazy.
Or federal court, I mean.
Yeah, like it's a federal crime. But I guess my curiosity is, what is the charge here?
I mean, I'm not too
stealing
sure.
a succulent North Korean
treason.
airline part?
What was that?
Nothing. Just disregard that. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. So he's gone. He's gone. So, and that's like a life in prison kind of crime.
Listen, dude. I don't know. They're not going to tell us how what's going to happen to him. But he's on. Even if he gets out, he's in a federal watch list for the rest of his life.
Oh, for sure. That is maybe the worst country to try and do something like that with. Out of, like, that's worse than Russia.
Yeah.
It's probably worse than anywhere in the Middle East. That's the worst. Yeah, that is the worst one because they have nukes and they're pretty keen on using them at some point.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Well, that's I guess guys, don't commit treason against the United States of America.
Yeah. That's all I have to talk about for today, Danny. So
cool, Pablo. Good talking to you, man.
Appreciate you taking my call.
As always, great talking to you. Good luck with the ladies. Pablo, everybody. All right, let's take another call here. Let's talk to Goob. I haven't talked to Goob in a minute.
What's up, Danny?
Yo,
or should I say Claude?
Claude? No, my agent's name is Jeff.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious that it's you, Jeff, and that the tech issues at the start of the show were Danny struggling to set you up. And
well, you know what? If I figure out this call thing, which I should have it tonight, I'm going to have my agent call into the show next week.
Does it? I don't know that's like, what kind of personality does it have? It's so strange.
It has, like, I don't know if any of you have one of these OpenClaw things. I highly recommend getting one. It's fun. Like, it's really fun. Like, if you're into like building things, it is like building a thing basically, and you like update. It's constantly like updating it. It has these files. It has a file called it's Soul file. It's called like Soul MD, where you just be like, this is who you are. And, you know, like, this is how I want you to behave. And so, like, mine is just like, I'm like, I don't want any of this, like, flowery bullshit. Like, just get to the point. Like, you basically just, like, tell it how to, and I'll obviously go assign it a voice. Like, I can pick the voice and I can assign it. I could probably fucking assign it like a famous person's voice, probably. But you can just, like, assign it a voice. And then I have, like, so my one currently, I have all these different models. So, currently I have, I don't know if this means anything to anybody, but so currently it has access, it runs on Minimax, which is this Chinese model. It's funny because I switched it because some of them can get really expensive. If you run it off of Anthropic, which is Claude, like some days I'll have to do a bunch of stuff and it's just like, yeah, I just like burn $30 like in a day, which I don't want to do. I don't want to spend $1,000 a month on this thing. So there's a model called Minimax, which is a Chinese model. It's similar to Anthropic, not quite as good, but it's like less than a tenth. It's like 5% of the price. So that's its main model. Then I have Anthropic, I have Google Gemini, and I have XAI. So sometimes it just like cannot figure out a problem with the model it has. So then I'll just basically be like, switch over to Anthropic Opus 4.6, which is essentially like the Ferrari. It's almost like I have like a beater for this thing. I have like a Ferrari. I have like a fucking pickup truck. You have all these different models, and each one has its own like skill set. So sometimes it just can't figure it out. And I'll be like, okay, switch over to this model. And then it just like figures it out. Dude, it's fucking crazy. Like, this stuff is like, every person watching the show is going to have one of these at some point. I guarantee it.
You know Brian Rommel on Twitter?
No, I don't. Brian what? How do you spell that?
Okay. Brian Rommel, I think, Roemele, I think.
Brian
something like that.
Ronell. Yeah, I see that. And like, so another thing I have it set up for is, so I'm setting up when I get home tonight, I'm setting up a new agent, basically. That'll be like essentially a sub agent, but a new agent, which is going to do all the booking for the show. So it's basically going to go find me guests. It's going to email them. It's going to do all of that shit. I'm going to set up an email address where anybody can email guest ideas. And then my agent will go and try and book them on the show.
That's convenient. But Brian was talking about like Pico Claude, which I guess has free models, totally free models that you can use offline.
Okay.
You just download the model and then there's no credits to use it.
Oh yeah. Well, but who's paying the API costs? Like, because the thing is, this stuff is expensive. Oh, I see this. Pico Claw runs on 10 meg of RAM, matches OpenClaw, 1% of the code, 1%. Yeah, I haven't seen, like, I get a lot of these things. Like, I see a lot of, like, the tweets about this because I've been looking. So that's kind of like my algorithm right now is, like, probably 50% this shit. I haven't seen anybody, like, say basically, like, if someone was like, yeah, it's the same kind of results, yeah, it's
that's what. Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up. I want to hear someone who's actually used it.
Yeah, I can tell you, like,
but
from
what he was saying, it's free.
Yeah, see, I don't get the free thing because, like, it could be free in the sense that you're like, yeah, you're using up your free tokens from like ChatGPT or whatever, but that's like a super stripped down version. Like, you can probably use like a pretty souped up, like if you just use Minimax, their API, you could probably get by on spending, I would guess, like $15 a month and like use it like a lot would be my guess, because Minimax is way cheaper. It's not like quite, but like the Anthropic credits like add up really fucking fast. Like, I've probably spent $50 in the last week on just, or even more, on just Anthropic credits. But you can do this pretty cheaply. It doesn't have to be like some expensive thing. It's just, the problem is you set it up and like the default settings uses, like, you have to really like tailor it. Like, you have to go and like figure out, because originally I had all these like sub agents running all these extra processes. So it was like, I was using, like, some days I'd be like, I'd use like $10 in like Gemini tokens for their like lowest thing. I'm like, what is going on here? And then you go and ask, and it's like, oh, like I have all these background processes running, and but then you just switch it over and then it stops. So it's probably, if you like waited a month, you could probably go and everybody's kind of ironed out all these kinks, and you can just set it up like that from the beginning versus dicking around with it. But Minimax, you can definitely do this for on the cheap and use it, and it's probably 90% as good as running Anthropic, I would guess. But sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it'll just drop like Chinese characters when it's texting me, and I'm like, "You just messaged me in Chinese," and it's just like, "No, I didn't." I'm like, "Yes, you did." I'm like, I copy and paste it. I go, "That's Chinese. I don't know Chinese," and it goes, "Oh, my bad." Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone does try one of the offline free models and it's actually decent, call in and let us know.
I mean, there
but
are
I
people
to...
like you can go get you can go to AWS, Amazon Web Services, and you can get a free VPS with like 8 gigs of RAM, and you can try, but it's basically through Linux, so it's way harder to use. Like that was the first time I tried this. I was like, how does a free one work? And it was just like,
yeah, I'm not learning Linux.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's just like, I don't know any of this stuff. So I'm figuring it out as I go. And that just seemed like the most complicated way to do it. But if you are like familiar with Linux, it's probably fine. But it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
But I wanted to talk about the Ring cameras a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I don't think people realize how on the brink of like full dystopia we are, how immediately imminent that truly is.
I mean, I was saying last week, I don't think we're on the brink. I think we're already there. I actually
right. Well, I mean, it hasn't been like deployed to the point where, like you called a Puerto Rican Mexican and your bank account shut off, but like you're going to start seeing that very imminently. I mean, some California town is sure as shit gonna implement that in the next few months.
I'm way more worried about the Flock cameras than the Ring ones, to be honest, even though they have a partnership. Although I think
I'm just using it as a general because it's all the cameras.
Yeah.
So
I think
actually,
I think Ring and Flock ended their partnership. Did they? Yeah, Ring ends deal. So after the outcry from the ad over the Super Bowl, this is in the New York Times 2 days ago. Ring ends deal to link neighborhood cameras with Flock, basically. Or no, sorry, they. I don't know if this is search party related. If they got rid of the search party thing, or they ended it with Flock. I think they ended it with Amazon ends Ring partnership with Flock Safety. So I was talking about that last Monday, and basically people are like, "This is fucked up," but they'll do it again. People will, just like everything.
Right. We already have.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, they're going to stop. They're going to be like, "Hey, guys, we ended it." And then they're going to secretly do it again in 6 months from now when nobody's looking.
Right. We already have all of the infrastructure. Like all the cameras are already present. We now have the AI to, process this shit, or at least it's getting very close to the point where it can process all this shit. And so, yeah, you're going to have it actually, they already do this in China. Like the systems already exist. It's not even like they have to develop them. We have the infrastructure. We have the tech. It's literally just flipping the switch on. And you're insane if you think that that's not going to happen here. I mean, if one thing that leftists have demonstrated is that they are willing and motivated to, pursue and punish their enemies, and they will do so by any means necessary. Like bank accounts getting shut off for, racial slights and things like that, I think are months away.
Possibly. I mean, dude, some of the shit, did you see the Chinese New Year celebration that they had?
No. With the drones?
No, with the fucking robots. Go look at.
No, I didn't.
Go on Twitter and go look at. Just search Chinese New Year. Hold on, I'll put this in the chat. So they had an overlay of last year versus this year. They had these robot dances. 2025 versus. Here we go. 2025 versus 2026. If you want to see the speed at which this shit is moving. I put it in the chat here. It's from this. It's basically, dude, the robots now, the shit that they're fucking doing.
Breakdancing robots?
Yeah, they're like, but like how much more advanced they were than this time last year is crazy. Like it's absolutely, you see this and you're just like, this is fucking nuts. Like they look like they're moving.
They're building
like
the Westworld robots now too.
Yeah, dude, they're moving.
They're
like
giving
real
them like muscles
real
and shit.
Like literally these robots, you're like, that's the best dancer in the world. And last year you're like, this thing's a fucking useless clanker. And you're like, now this is the best dancer in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're all about to be Chinese. I don't
and
know.
I'm not concerned about losing jobs. I'm concerned about the degree of, totalitarian dystopian we're going to be experiencing very soon.
I'm worried about I'm worried about both of these things because we're getting both of them.
Yeah, both are a problem.
Yeah, but we're getting both of them. Like, I don't even think there's anything you can do about it at this point other than move to the fucking woods, go full Unabomber. You're just like, I live in the woods. I drive an hour.
The drones
every
will
day.
get you.
Yeah, the drones will still get you. You're like, dude, watch the Olympics and they have like drones everywhere at the Olympics. Like, dude, even Flock. I talked about this last week. Flock's part of their thing is like aerial drone surveillance, and they have a thing that they have microphones now everywhere to listen for gunshots, where it basically turns on every like 5 seconds to listen for gunshots. Where you're like, so there's going to be microphones everywhere. There's going to be cameras everywhere. Most people don't give a shit about this, which is probably the worst part. Most people don't care. Like most people are like, yeah, I don't even care about this or know about it. So, makes it the easiest way to implement because it's not like there's some big outcry. Most people are like, yeah, I don't even know about this. I'm sure Ring
That's
camera.
That's the thing. There is no fucking big outcry. And like the government, one of the things that they care about the most is people going and being self-sustaining and off the grid. There's no running away from this. That's going to be absolutely unallowed. So it's like, unless you are prepared to live this way, which I don't think people are, like, you got to start making a stink now, because once it's implemented, it's too fucking late.
That's the thing.
Like,
you got to know the stink.
Take action right now.
What stink? I don't even know the mechanism for making a stink about this. Like, how does
the left has people out on the streets dying and killing for immigrants, but people aren't doing anything at all over, AI surveillance and
like the best thing you could do is be like,
right.
They had this in Toronto where they kept putting up this speed camera in Toronto, and every time they put the speed camera up, someone went and cut it down. And it's like, that's probably the best thing you can do is like, I guess go start yanking everybody's Ring fucking doorbell out, but then you're like, that's a crime, and you're being recorded
do a little
doing
mischief.
it. Yeah, but you're also being recorded while you do it. So you're like, there's this added element where you're like, okay, well, I gotta like fucking be walking around my neighborhood in like a full disguise at 2 a.m. to like, and how many?
Yeah, you just got to get a little creative. Like, there was people dropping trash cans onto the cameras with drones. I like that. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
And then cutting them down.
Like, maybe Rand Paul is just like, this is bad, but like, I don't even think left or right. This isn't even like a partisan issue. Like, it's seems like everybody just doesn't care. They're like, yeah, I guess this is.
Everyone's just kind of going, wow.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, this is just this is the technology. And I see everybody talking about the left ear. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. We almost didn't have a show because my old soundboard died. So just deal with it. I'm apologizing.
But yeah, bully some clankers.
Bully some clankers, I
do
guess.
Some mischief, bully some clankers.
Yeah, go do some mischief, I guess. I don't know. I mean, dude, there's 20 million ring cams in America. You're like, this could be your full time. You need like an army of people pulling these things down. And then most people are going to be like, dude, most people are just like, yeah, I like this. I like to be able to like make sure my kids don't wander off and my dog doesn't wander off. So you go pull down their ring cam and they're just going to go get a new one. I don't even know what can be done about this. We're just like, this is just what it's going to be. We're all fucking living in China. We think we're better than China. And I go, no, at least China has the nerve or has the, like they put up the cameras. Here, we're putting them up ourselves.
Yeah.
At least the government.
I made the point a really long time ago that, like, we are and have been under, basically Chinese levels of censorship for a while, but it's viewed completely differently here. Like, at least the Chinese are fully aware of it, whereas we submit ourselves to it and seem oblivious to it.
Yeah, it's almost worse.
It is.
Yeah. But, like, I don't think people care. I think people are just like, yeah, I like all these cool little gadgets. Fun little gadget. I go, yeah, if my dog runs away, I find my dog. You go, okay. I guess. And
all right, Danny.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later, Claude.
Later.
Yeah, whatever.
Goob, everybody. All right, let's go take some more calls. We're going to go to the Laotian Cowboy. Base Laotian Cowboy. Even though he doesn't like being called that. He's American. I know he's American. He's an American cowboy. There he is. Yo, PK, what's up, man? Are you there? I lost him. Did I unmute him or did he unmute himself? I think he unmuted, or I think he muted himself. We'll give him another crack here. You there?
Hey.
There he is. What's up, dog?
Yo. Going down.
What's happening? PK.
Nothing much.
What's up?
I was it was interesting hearing you talk about the way that AI has been going, and I've been talking to a lot of my friends about this the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago I talked about this because obviously I'm a blue collar worker. I'm a fucking man.
Yep.
I got a real job.
You're not a bug man like me.
Yeah, I don't get to tell jokes and rub my hands with lotion. All
I don't use use lotion, man. That's the trick. Is no lotion.
Oh yeah, you pretend to have hard hands, huh?
Yeah.
But
hey, I lift weights.
Yeah,
so if you looked at my hands, you'd be like, "This looks like he does something with his hands," but it's mostly just calluses from weightlifting. But they're not totally smooth. Yeah. No, my friends who are like actual blue collar, their fucking hands are like insane.
Yeah. So basically, I was telling them like, doing all this stuff to further the rise of the fucking of the T1000s here.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
No.
For the quote unquote proletariats, like all the worker bees, right?
Hell no. And dude, the crazy thing is, and I've been saying this for like a year, but like they keep saying, because their whole thing is to probably not to cause panic and to let them continue going. They go, no, you don't get this. Like there's going to be all these new jobs. Like that's what they keep saying. They go, and that's the thing. It's one of those things where you say, well, if they say there's going to be new jobs, then I guess like we have to take them at their word. Like they are like our, technocratic overlords. So you go, well, they keep saying there's going to be all these new jobs coming. So I guess there's going to be new jobs.
But that's the thing. The only fucking job I can think of is a fucking robot mechanic.
Yeah. Look, I went to the dentist last week. I'm like, and he was fucking drilling in my mouth. And I go like, okay, they're not going to take this job. This is probably pretty safe. The last fucking thing anybody will let a robot do. And I'm sure it will exist. The pace at which we're moving is there will be robotic dentists. But like the last thing anybody's going to want to do is a robot dentist, like fucking drilling in your mouth and shit. But it will probably exist. It will be like the last thing. But I mean, like Amazon warehouse workers, that already exists. They already have the technology for a robot.
The robots already took that over like fucking 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but like not even like the arms. Not even like those giant arms at like a Amazon warehouse that's like sorting. I'm talking about actual like autonomous robots walking around like grabbing packages. Like they're not like ready. I don't even know if they're quite ready where they just can like deploy them like full scale. But like those are
but you don't
around the corner.
You don't need a robot that looks that is like a human. What do they call that? Anamorphic?
Or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, you don't need that. But that's how they're designing them. Like I saw on I think 60 Minutes or something. They did a whole thing about Boston Dynamics has these robots that are just like, they can fucking the way they hinge and everything, and they can just like spin around, and they're better designed than a person.
Yeah, it's fully articulated, right?
Yeah,
but
completely.
That's what I mean, right? Like you don't. Like certain jobs, you don't need a robot like that. There's already robots out in the world. Like literally in the CNC world, we have robots.
Yeah.
We just program the robots. So we don't have AI integrated into it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a CNC machine is theoretically, like, it is kind of, I mean, I guess it's a machine. It's not quite a robot, but you're like, that's just a software issue.
Yeah. That's trying to connect some type of logic to it, right? That is higher than the logic that it is, because all these robots, they work through a language.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So will there be no like machinists anymore, like CNC operators and like machinists? Is that over?
I don't think so. Just because the work holding, I think, is you need a little bit more human creativity to actually hold your part. Like, if you're like, imagine, like, look at your hand, and if you made a fist and only put out like 2 fingers to make like the peace sign, and you were going to make that, how would you make it? How would you hold it?
Right.
So, and then that would be in, you would have to, you're actually held into the constraints of what machines you actually have. So there's machines that you could do it in 3 operations, 4 operations. There's other machines where it only takes 2 operations, where you basically put the material in and it cuts almost every part except for the side that is being held into the machine.
Yeah.
And then basically you take that out. How do you hold that part now? It's shaped like a fucking hand. How do you hold it?
Right.
So that's where the human ingenuity comes into play, right?
And you don't foresee them figuring that out?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, they already have fucking AI in CAD CAM softwares where you just throw in the virtual part into the software, and then it'll spit out a program that will cut very efficiently.
I mean, I believe I saw the Gemini 3 Ultra, which just was released this week, can do, I believe 3D modeling. I believe
3D printing.
3D printing, yeah.
Oh,
like
3D modeling.
Yeah, 3D model, like all the 3D modeling.
I mean, 3D modeling, you already got 3D printing. Fucking.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but it can do
now
it can do the modeling, which I have not seen that feature in AI.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, Gemini Ultra, February 12th. Today we're releasing a significant upgrade. DeepThink is built to drive practical applications, enabling researchers to interpret complex data and engineers to model physical systems through code. With the updated DeepThink, you can turn a sketch into a 3D printable reality.
Yeah. So fucking, I mean, right there, fucking, all you gotta be is fucking some guy with a pencil and knows how to use a goddamn tape measure, you know?
Yeah. And you're like, now
you're good.
Now I'm a fucking 3D architect or whatever the fuck, designer.
Yeah, you're basically a fucking mechanical engineer now.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
essentially
I mean,
you are a mechanical engineer just because you have like $100 a month subscription to Gemini.
Yeah. So, but I mean, to go on along with this, like, these are the questions that, for me, you know, fucking thinking, like, I get that you can do it, but why do you want to do it? Like, is this gonna put you somewhere where fucking, you know, you get to have all this free time? No, you still need money.
Sure.
And I mean, you still need money to do stuff. So what are you going to do with all this free time, right? Like,
are you talking to me
working?
specifically?
Technically, no.
Who are you talking to?
No,
here?
I'm saying, like, in general, like these fucking people that are designing all this AI stuff.
I don't think they're thinking. I'm telling you, they're not thinking about that. They're just trying to be like, I want to max out what this shit can do. And then you're like, okay, well, you just wiped out millions of jobs. Like, just like I said with, you know, I'm going to hook up make my thing where I can call it my AI agent where I can talk to it on the phone. You're like, okay, so every call center job is gone. They're not like worried about call center jobs being gone. They're not like, oh no. They're just like, okay, that's just, I guess, that's part of it.
Well, I hope they're fucking gone because they're all fucking Jeeps and flips.
Well, yeah, that's over. I mean, call center jobs Because that's the thing. They are, like, again, back to the thing. Yes, these are all, like, in the Philippines and in India, and these big American companies will not fucking bat an eyelash at firing every single one of them and replacing them with, like, fucking 2 servers this big in the corner of some room. And just be like, and maybe a couple of guys managing it, and you go, that's it. That's our whole fucking call center is just, we replaced 1 million fucking Filipinos with this box.
And I mean, fucking, yeah, I don't know. But, well, it's like, do they see, like, I guess it's a morality question for me. It's just like, well, what do you guys see the point of that you can do? Should you do it? You know?
Well, here's the thing. So the problem, and I understand what you're saying, but there are upsides to this stuff where they would say, well, look, but we're going to, like, cure every disease. Right? They're like, look, the technology that is also getting rid of every fucking Filipino call center worker is also going to cure, like, most of the diseases in the world. And you go, okay, well, I want that. Yeah, you go, I want that. That's good. Yeah. That's a good thing. They're going to, like, we're going to cure cancer and we're going to get rid of all these diseases. You go, we're going to come up with all these, like, miraculous new drugs and all that stuff with the power of this, like, you know, of these AI things. You go, okay, well, that's good. But... like, you know, one of the unfortunate, you know, side effects of this is you're like, yeah, but we're, like, eliminating fucking, you know, massive industries. Oh, okay. That's not good.
For sure. Well, I mean, and this is, like, kind of, you know, did you ever read 1984?
Yeah, when I was in, like, high school.
High school? Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Freaking, did you ever read A Brave New World?
I did. Brave New World I read probably, I don't know, 5 years ago. Yeah, for the first time. Yeah, Brave New World, good book. I liked it. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's one of my
crazy
favorites.
that it was written like 100 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, getting into it, I feel like right now we are in this blend of 1984 and Brave New World.
Yeah.
And it's all heading towards we're going to end up into this point where we end up like the movie Wall-E.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, like everybody's just a fat slop, fucking sitting in their fucking robot chair, just getting fed all the goy slop.
Just watching our clavicular IRL streams. I don't know.
I mean,
who knows?
Yeah.
The thing is like, if you're in America, if you're in America or anywhere in the West, you're at least lucky because they probably have the resources to do some kind of like universal basic income. I'm like, what happens in a country where they're like, yeah, we can't just like give everybody money. Like we don't have money to give.
Oh no,
every person. You're like,
well, that's what I'm saying, right? Brave New World. Fucking John the Savage. He was living in the wastelands, you know, of Arizona.
Right. He was in the zoo. You know? He was like in the zoo, right?
Yeah, exactly. So he was outside of the civilized world, quote unquote. You know, which is so funny because they called America the Western, the American Southwest is the wasteland zoo. You know,
kind of.
They were based out in London, and it's just like London's a fucking shithole.
Yeah, London. No, London's pretty sick city. But again, like they'll be able to figure this out.
Sure, it's a sick city
now,
but it's all getting ran over. It's getting ran through by a bunch of fucking foreigners. So,
it's true. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's $1 million question is what happens here. All right, I gotta let you go, man. I gotta take another call, but good talking to you. PK, everybody. All right, let's go to Conspiracy Extremist. The phone lines are open. 1-888-949-2969. Yo, what's happening? Conspiracy Extremist. What's up?
How you doing, man?
Very well. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm excited to talk a little AI, but first I got to confess, I'm a little bummed. So Dave Smith coming to Phoenix finally, but I can't go see him.
Why not? Because he's a Jew?
Because it's on May 7th.
On May 7th? What's on May 7th?
You're here.
Oh, are we there on the same day?
Yeah.
Right. Day. I forgot that Chandler, Arizona's same thing. Yeah. I'm there in May. Yeah,
but I'll be there. I'm trying to get my co-host. I'm sure he'll be there too, or I'll just drag my dad. So
Nice.
Got a couple.
We'll hang out after.
So besides that, through Dave Smith, that Jew. Anyways,
wherever you go to, you're getting a Jew.
Yeah, I know.
It's just the nature of the comedy
like
business.
Two wings of the same bird. Am I right? Jeez. Yeah. Anyways, so this AI stuff. So I downloaded Opus, or what is it called, Claude?
Yeah.
The app, and so
get
it
the
looks
desktop.
like,
Get the desktop app. The desktop app has this thing called Cowork in it, where you can give it access to you can grant it access to certain folders. So you can have it it can, dude, it's crazy. Like it can literally, for me, I'm really unorganized and I have all these folders everywhere and files everywhere. It can organize them all. It can do a million things. That's probably scratching the surface of what it can do. What are you doing with it?
Yeah. I just started, I just heard about it right now when you're talking about it. So I downloaded it, but it appears like this, you mentioned everyone should have this, and it, even everyday people with their regular jobs, just like you said, with organization, I could see how this is groundbreaking.
It is. And I'm telling you, what people really don't get, if you're not and I'm not super tapped into the AI stuff. I was kind of following it casually, but, I'm more so now, is that the jump it made on February 5th, which is 11 days ago, was basically a massive jump, huge jump. Like the difference between the AI world we're living in February versus the AI world we were living in January is two different worlds, which is what's so crazy about it. How much more advanced we are than 3 weeks ago is I don't think people
and it's not stopping.
No, it's not stopping. Dude, the next version of ChatGPT's Codex or whatever, they're saying will be built by itself, and then eventually you can just understand that well, if it builds its future versions, then it's just building all of its versions. And all these companies now are Spotify is just nobody codes anymore. Nobody who works at Spotify codes anymore. All they do is they just talk, they're in their phone telling their agent, they have their own internal one to just do this, and it just does it. There's no coding anymore. It's been made obsolete.
Now my question, do you think because of these tools that we've developed, it's going to just make us all retarded?
It kind of depends. Yeah, I don't know on that. I will tell you that the only limiting factor right now with all of this stuff is your own ability to express yourself and your own creativity. If you're a very creative person and you're able to really express yourself well via the English language or whatever language you speak, you can get this thing to do anything. Really anything. But if you're just a fucking borderline retarded and you can't speak, you're not gonna be able to get it to do much. And if you can't tell it what you want, but if you can just tell it what you want to do, it can, in terms of software or whatever, it can do it. It can make anything. I literally had it make me a desktop video app or clipper thing where it just, you're do this and just does it. It's it's magic basically.
Yeah. So you mentioned 11 Labs and having it call your wife. So I make all these videos on YouTube. They're all basically AI slop. But I think they're getting better. And I use my own, I clone my voice, but I had my wife listen to it, and she's it doesn't sound like you at all. I think it sounds similar, but the different cadences and stuff, and I even use 5 minutes of audio.
Right. Yeah. The cadences it's not 100% there. Again, a lot of this stuff is to get it to sound identical to you. Cause it's really this stuff is you're how do you get that last 1%? It could get, it's I don't know what the calculus term is, but it's it can reach it gets as close to the limit as possible where you're how do you get it to be 100%? And that's the hardest part is getting the last few percent out of it. But it can get to 95%. But if your wife's listening to it and she's talks to you every day, she's well, this doesn't sound like you to me. But I've made all those AI sketches and I can get it to sound like Jake Tapper or Anderson Cooper, where you're yeah, this pretty much sounds like him. But if Anderson Cooper's, I was about to say wife, If Jake Tapper's wife was listening to it, she's like, this doesn't sound like you. Right? Like, she's like, this doesn't sound like you. But to someone who's like, yeah, I just know him from the internet or seen it on CNN, you're like, yeah, it sounds like him. I mean, it does sound like him. And I'm sure, like, me, if you played your AI voice, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like you. This might actually, the more I'm thinking about this, is like, this might ruin these call-in shows. Because literally some person, and I shouldn't even say this right now, but some person could deploy one of these things, make fucking 50 sub-agents, and just be like, yo, go call Danny nonstop. And that'll just be the end of the show.
Do you use, when you make your videos, do you use like an image reference to get their faces?
No.
Right?
No, I don't use it. No. I take the actual video. I'll tell you guys how the sausage is made. I take an actual video from CNN. I'll go to their website. I'll rip a video, like an actual segment from CNN. And then I take that and I put it into the like CapCut or whatever. And then I go and I rip an audio file using Minimax's audio thing. It's called Hailu, Hailu.
Yeah, that's what I used to.
Yeah, so that's Minimax, which is the model I use for my agent. I like basically export their voice. I import it into Hailu or whatever you pronounce it. I make the sample of the voice, then I put the text in, rip the text out with the voice that I want, and then I put it back into CapCut, and then I now have the video and the audio sample, and then I take that and I run it through just like a lip sync model. And then it spits out the original video, but just the lips are different. The lips now match up to the new audio.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's why it looks so good, because literally everything about the video is the same as like a CNN broadcast other than the mouth. And then it matches, like, you know, the mouth is like probably not even 1% of like the pixels on the screen. So all it has to do is just make the lips move right. And you go, but everything else looks right. So that's why they look so good, because it's 99%. It's 99% the original source content, like the original.
Okay.
source.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've been kind of, well, that's a lot smarter way to go about it. Because I've been using 11 Labs for audio, and then I use iMovie to match up the video from Hailu that I make. But it's like impossible to get. Like,
yeah. No. If you do it my way, it's really easy. Like, you can take any video. The only thing is you can only have one face per video clip, like, because it doesn't know which person you want.
Right.
Like, if you have two people in there, it doesn't know which person you want to use. So
right.
Basically, all you do is you crop it. So you'll like basically I'll cut like if there's two people on two sides, I'll just cut one of them out of it. So it's half the video, half the frame. Then you just go through that process, and then you bring it back in and you just overlap it. And so it just sits on top.
Really?
And so then it just matches up again.
All right. Nice, man. Oh, yeah. I'm going to steal that. That's great.
Go have fun.
I had one more question for you. Have you, as a comedian, have you ever tried to use AI to workshop any jokes?
Yes. Everybody I know who does, and it hasn't given me even one remotely useful thing.
it doesn't have that human element, I guess, right?
It can't. The thing is that's like the one thing and I know a lot of people are like, well, AGI, but like so much about comedy is like, look, I can't take, like, if someone wrote like I can't take someone else's joke. Like if I know a comedian, I'm like, that's a really funny joke. I can't necessarily go and do that joke and have it do well, just because it's like we're different people and we have different deliveries, and it's just like the joke thing. But what I want it for is I have all these tasks I have to do now related to comedy, because comedy now is like completely different from how it used to look. It used to be 20 years ago, the only thing you had to do was comedy and nothing else. Now I'm like, I have all this fucking work to do. Like I have all these like little tasks I constantly have to do, like on a computer, which I never had to, was never part of being a comedian, which takes away from my ability to go, like, my time that I would like to write comedy and actually like create it. So that's what kind of my use case for all this shit is, just like freeing up time so I can just like make stuff. and
Yeah.
not have to do.
Interesting.
And, you know, obviously I could hire somebody to do this, but then I'm just like, that would cost a fortune. But, like, you know, there are a lot of, like, big-time comedians who, like, yeah, they have a staff of 3 people, and they pay them $120,000 or $150,000 a year between the 3 of them, and they all do that. But I don't, you know, I can't do that, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a premise. Like, I'm not a comedian, and it's probably not funny, but I had a premise, and I put it into AI, and it spat out like I kind of had like verbiage that I thought was funny, and it just seemed a little long-winded what it gave me.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't know.
Stand-up is the one thing. Like, the thing is, it can make it can make all kind of like it can make average art. Like, no question, it can make.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but the thing is a lot of artists are making average art. So, like, if you're just like a shitty comedian, yes, it can do that for sure, because it's, you know, that it can do. It's just, it's on the, like, high-level stuff. Like, it's not going to make, like, high-level music. I know there's already on Spotify, there's, like, you know, there are AI music channels and artists who are, like, doing, like, you know, 2 million, 5 million views or listens a month on Spotify for AI songs. And you listen to them and you're like, yeah, this sounds like a million things I've heard before. That it can do.
Right.
It's just like the truly original shit it can't do. But maybe it could.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it will. And then.
No, I tend to agree with you. I think that's, I don't know. I think there is something that, you know, no matter how good AI gets, yeah, it's going to fool everybody and shit, but it's never going to be authentic. I think there is.
No,
I mean, just, you
no.
know,
Comedy has multiple components to it as well. Like, comedy is just like, there's delivery, there's like timing, there's like so many things where even if it could, it like, that's the thing. Even if it could, it's just like, it's not going to make you be a good performer on stage just because like it wrote you some jokes. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I just didn't know if it could be helpful in like assisting in like if you had like an idea.
Look, here's the thing. Nobody who I trust and am friends with has told me that it hasn't been helpful for me. Maybe there is a comedian who is using it in a way and it's working for them. And if it is, they would never tell anybody because people would be like, AI's writing your jokes. Like, it would be somewhat frowned upon. So there might be a comedian who is using it. And if they are, like, they wouldn't tell anybody because it would be like kind of embarrassing.
Well, I'm just thinking, I'm not even creating jokes, just like leverage it to, I don't know what your process is, but like just to kind of polish up your jokes in any way or
jokes. No, I will say like some of like those news sketches that I do, it doesn't like help me with it, but like I can kind of like, it'll give me like an edit. Like I'll write it out and then it'll give me like an edit of it and make it sound like a little newsier. And it's not like during like, but none of the actual jokes it really writes, but it'll, you know, it can rough edit that. Stand-up's different. Stand-up's like a totally different
Gotcha.
thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's good for like resumes and stuff to like edit that and polish it up. So.
Oh, anything like that is for sure. The key now for all that stuff is you have to make it, because everybody's doing it, you have to make it look like it's not AI somehow, because like everybody's things are just going to start looking the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool, man. That's all I had to say, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Talking later.
Later.
Conspiracy extremist, everybody. I'm going to read a couple super chats. Howling Kenny Rogers, who everybody go give your thanks to Howling Kenny Rogers. Without him, the bathhouse would be over by now, actually. The last 2 episodes are literally because of Howling Kenny Rogers. Generous super chat donations. So give Kenny Rogers his props. He says, boobs rule. Danny, on another subject, are you still taking the microdosed peptides? If so, how's that going? Yes, I am. I've been taking tirzepatide. It's great. I highly recommend it. No downsides and it's not even a downside other than like I don't really have an interest in drinking alcohol anymore. I still do occasionally, but I don't really care to, if that makes sense. I found I saw a thing with Huberman basically saying, and he's probably right, where they're going to make all of these Chinese peptides illegal to purchase, back to Chinese not giving a shit about intellectual property. They're going to make all these Chinese peptides probably illegal. There is this website that I just placed an order from. It's called Peptora, Peptaura. And it is so cheap. It's fucking crazy. And basically all these peptide websites in the United States, they just buy them from China in bulk, and then they sell them to you at like insane markups. You can go straight to the source. You can only pay with crypto, I believe. But I placed an order yesterday because I'm worried that and you can get, like, you literally buy them in bulk, and it's like 10 vials of these things are the same price as if you were to buy one from an American company. So you can go check that out. It's not an endorsement. This is not medical advice. These things literally say for research purposes only, do not consume them. So use at your own risk, but I like them. And then Boris9585 says, how do you think AI impacts outside sales roles? I mean, again, all this AI stuff goes back to like where you fit in. If you're working outside sales, if you are like the top 2%, it doesn't affect you because those people will not be replaced by AI, or the top 5%. If you were just like some average outside sales guys, go find something else to do, because you're not better than a fucking large language model at outside sales if you're just average. It's already better than you, and it can pretend to be you. Now, you might be able to hook one of these things up to just do your job and for you until, you know, everything catches up and you can kind of coast for the next 3 years while they figure all this stuff out. Maybe 5 years. I don't know. But if you're average at anything in front of a computer, if you do a computer-based job and you're average at it, you are going to be replaced. You can absolutely bet on that. All right, let's go to Chris. All right, phone lines are closed, everybody. Oh, we got enough. We got enough of you on the line. Chris!
Hey, what's up, Danny?
What's happening?
Hey, I just had like 2 questions. The first one on the AI topic.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if you think any companies are about to, like, I don't know, just gain a major advantage that will affect the stock market in like the near term sort of time frame.
I mean,
like
anybody who like commodities probably, because you still need commodities, but like there's
silver.
There's all these different things. Like you need these commodities to make all the stuff, all the power and all that shit.
Yeah.
But then you're like, if demand goes down because all these people are losing their jobs, like, you know, I was saying to Ryan last week, like I always thought comedy would be unaffected by AI. But then I'm like, well, what if people don't have money to go to a show anymore? Like they can't afford to buy a ticket to a show because they don't have a job anymore. So
these comedy stamps from the government.
I guess, I don't know. Like all these things this is like a complicated thing. But I mean, there's definitely a lot of companies where I'm like, I definitely wouldn't really buy any software companies. Like, you know, I was talking and I had this group chat with some like investors who are like, you know, guys who work on Wall Street. And I basically asked them, I was like, I did my taxes through Claude and I go, how is HR Block not a 0? Like, who the fuck is going to be using H&R Block to file their taxes in 5 years from now? Like, probably nobody. Like, why would you? Why would you go? You have to go there. Like, I mean, I guess you could do it from your app or whatever, like over the computer. But like,
well, that's what I felt like about Bitcoin with Western Union. I was like really dead set on shorting Western Union, but man, they're hanging on. They're just.
The thing with Western Union is
inconvenient.
Yeah, it is inconvenient, and they charge crazy fees at Western Union. I don't really know. I guess there's like Bitcoin still has the issue with the off-ramp to cash. Like that's like Bitcoin's biggest problem. But by the way, I don't know if anybody's is going to the Bitcoin Vegas conference, but me and Ryan are going to be guests at the Bitcoin Vegas conference this year in April. So if you happen to be there, come say what's up. But yeah, Bitcoin's biggest issue is like off-ramp to cash. Because at the end of the day, like the reason Western Union works is because people are like, yeah, I need my local cash to go buy food. And if it's difficult to convert Bitcoin into cash, which it still kind of is, you know, it's not seamless like Western Union where you just go to a counter, fill out some paperwork and just they hand you cash, even though it's like this crazy fee.
I wonder if you could set up like ATMs, like if you're just a holder of a lot of coin, where you just have people send it directly to your wallet and you just stock the ATMs with cash that you supply yourself. if you could like turn that into some sort of business.
I mean, I think there are Bitcoin ATMs, but I think they're only one way, right? It's just like you can buy Bitcoin from them, but I don't think you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Imagine if you held a lot of coin and you just like,
I'm sure
you believed in it and you just put a bunch of cash in and basically buy people's coin.
Yeah, I'm sure someone's thought of that. I guess but again, you'd have to be like collecting some sort of spread in order to make it worth your while and all the overheads involved. And you're like, maybe at some point it adds up and it gets close to the fee that Western Union charges to run them. And then it just, kind of makes no sense.
Yeah. I guess
someone
so.
says, Eric says copper. Copper is probably a good one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Commodities are probably the new one. Power, like nuclear definitely.
Oh yeah,
because
Rocket
to run
Lab,
all
I hear.
to run all these, like, I mean, I know all these companies like Google and Meta are like building their own nuclear reactors.
Exactly, dude. I heard that as well.
Yeah, to power these data centers, like they're literally going to need their own nuclear reactors. So, power, I don't know, man. It's like, look, if you can predict the future, you'll be a very wealthy man. But I mean, the key is just like. AI proof yourself if you work in something, like really think about like if your job is going to be taken by AI, like, which probably will be a lot of people.
Yeah, do that. And then I had a question about the resurfaced Howard Lutnick clip of the post 9/11 interview where he's talking about the insurance claims. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I haven't. Fill me in.
He was one of those guys who just happened to not show up.
Yeah.
And 700 of his coworkers died.
His brother died. See, that's the thing, is like happen to not show. I can't imagine this guy's just like fucking letting his brother,
I don't know, dude.
Letting his brother die? That's fucking crazy.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you do you think Silverstein knew?
Do I think Silverstein knew? The thing is, I've read like explanations for. Like, I've read believable explanations for the whole, like, insurance policy thing, but then you're also like, well, that's convenient. I don't know. Like, I mean, what's the premise? That just, like, the Jews did 9/11 for money?
Well, no, just like, he did, I mean, he got the insurance policy. He could have cut people in, and it was like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. It predicated the Iraq War.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was all this like crazy activity in the stock market, like days leading up to it. It's certainly possible. It's certainly possible people knew about this.
But anyways, check out that clip because he looks fake. He looks really fake in that clip. His crocodile tears are not very convincing.
Well, I mean, he had his whole fucking interview where he said he, went to Epstein's house and is like never again when he was Epstein's next door neighbor. And then it turns out he went to his fucking island. Whoops.
Yeah, he was very convincing in that interview. I was shocked looking at those emails.
You'd think that if you went to Epstein's island, that wouldn't have slipped your mind. But fact that he doesn't have to resign over that's crazy. Like, but I guess that's the world that we live in now, politics-wise. Where you just go to
Trump
Epstein's
impeachment
island.
is coming. I think it's inevitable.
Probably. Yeah.
Thanks, Danny. Love the show, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I would have to agree on that. Probably coming. All right, let's. We got Gilly. Let's go to Gilly. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. We got 6 more callers. I will get to you all. I tried to set up a super chat goal and it just wouldn't let me. The button wouldn't let me, so we'll just take all the calls. Hello.
Yo, it's Gilly.
What's up, Gilly? How you doing, man?
Going good. Hey, you ever watch any of the content of like the people just stumping AI?
Stumping
There's this guy on YouTube called Father Phil. What he does, he just asks them very easy questions like, hey, I gotta go to wash my car and it's like 100 kilometers away. Is it better to walk or drive? And it's like, I think it'll be better to drive. I mean, it'll be better to walk because it's really good for exercise and stuff like that too. And you're like, well, what do I do about my car? And they're like, isn't your car already there? He's like, what the hell?
Oh, really? Like it can't? Yeah, I'm curious. Again, like I will say that, like there is a difference between these, like the free tiers of AI and the paid tiers of AI. Like
he tries it with all of them.
Really?
Gemini, Grok.
What's his name?
All the other ones.
Father
Phil. It's
like
PHI, I think. He's an Asian dude.
Father Phil AI. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, he just asks it questions. There's one where
it's all like
he holds a.
All the Father Phil I'm looking up is all. I don't see anything. It's all like fucking priests.
Let me see. Yeah, Father PHI. Sorry.
PHI. Father Fee. Oh, this Asian
so
dude?
He does another.
Okay.
Yeah, Asian dude. He does another one where he's like, "Hey, I have a cup. The top of the cup is covered, and the bottom is open. How can I drink?" And some of them are like, "Oh, I don't understand." And then he shows them the cup to show exactly, "Hey, you see the cup, right?" He's like, "Yeah, man, it's weird. I don't think you're going to be able to drink from it at all." And he's like, "Hey, what if I do this?" And he flips it upside down, and it's like one of them understood a little bit, where he's like, "Yeah, you could put it in. You could put the water in there, but then if you flip it back around to drink from it, it'll fall all over your shirt." And you're like, "What the hell?" So it's getting close, but I feel like the problem.
But the thing is, if he's
they
explaining
don't understand lying.
Yeah, but also, they don't understand lying. But also, if he's explaining this, then it's learning as he explains it as well, right? Like, that's
maybe.
like a data point for it to be like, oh, this was the wrong way, and this guy told me this is wrong, and I mean, again,
like,
we're so early. Like when we look back, like we're basically the equivalent of like 1994 with the internet right now. You know, whereas like think about what the internet looked like fucking 5 years ago or now or whatever. You're like, we're like in the 90s, or maybe we're in the 80s. Like maybe we're in the like DARPANET area. I don't know, but like we're so
I think we're
gonna
get there, but just the minutia of the way humans think, or to just make up bullshit.
Yeah.
And how robotic they are, and they're like, "Oh, he said it's a cup with the top open, so I have to believe it, and I can't free think and be like, hey, turn the cup around."
Right.
Whenever they figure out that turn the cup around, we're fucked.
Right. And again, maybe that's, it goes back to the, like, does it hit the limit or not? Like, maybe it can never quite get there. Like, maybe it just can never quite get that last 1%, which is probably the ideal scenario, is that it just cannot get that last 1%. And, like that, the first 99% was, happens quickly, and the last 1%, like almost similar to like the Bitcoin, like blockchain, the block or whatever, where you're just like, the early Bitcoin were easy. And then it's like the last 1% takes like 50 years. Like you almost want it to be like that way, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Hopefully,
but where it's at right now is you're just like, even now, you're like, this is crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. But another thing, you were talking about China earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think the reason why China can do all this stuff is the government is pretty much in anything. And it's like, they think 50 years ahead versus like America, where every place else is like either 4 to 8 years. They have like a 50-year plan. Hey, I see this is going to be really beneficial. I'm just going to throw money at it because they make the money.
Yeah,
over here,
they subsidize
so
their fucking
interests.
Yeah, they'll subsidize
exactly.
That's the whole reason why there's no Chinese cars here, is because the government subsidizes them to make them way cheaper. And they're like, if we let them, they would flood this country with cheap Chinese cars, and it would just put every car manufacturer out of business. So they're like, we're not doing that.
Over here, there's just a bunch of random rackets. Like you were talking about Western Union. The only reason why Western Union is really a thing is because they stop they pull the ladder up from other companies every single time. Dealerships, they pull the ladder up. Freaking gas, electric cars, like other companies, they always pull the ladder up and will never succeed because of it. And then another company or another country will do better and continue to go, and they just stop it from coming over.
Yeah.
The problem
I
is
mean, it's tons
everybody's
of
doing
lobbying.
monopolies and
Tons of lobbying.
yeah, everybody are trying to monopolize and not actually innovate.
Yeah.
Or what's that word? Actual competition.
Right.
Something gets big, they buy it up
Mhm.
instead of actually innovating and competing against it. It's
Yeah.
going to be.
I
tough
mean, there's a
for
chance
America.
that China's already more advanced than the United States, and we're just kind of lying to ourselves, thinking they're behind.
Yeah, you're
us.
not a gamer, but China #1.
Yeah.
When you know, you know.
I mean, look, we all know intuitively, whether you want to believe it or not, like in maths and engineering and sciences, they're definitely probably ahead of us in all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that seems to be the stuff that matters now.
And like, if you ever watch The Simpsons, that one guy's like, Skinner was like, hey, are the kids, am I the problem or the kids are wrong? The way the United States are, they're like, oh, no, I think they're wrong.
Right.
And if they start pushing away from the dollar and we're in the back burner, it's going to get tougher and tougher.
I mean, I'm telling you, go look at that robot video I posted and tell me how you feel about things.
Yeah, I saw another robot video. They put boobs on it, and I was like, oh, you already had me at boobs.
Yeah, they're just replacing women. And soon they'll have these nice latex skins over top of them. It's a dark future.
As soon as they start rocking the baby to sleep, then I'm going to be like, okay, yeah, AI, I need that in my life. But right now...
Well, I'm sure they'll have that soon, too. Dude, they'll fucking make the baby, they'll rock it to sleep. All you'll have to do is they'll just be like, here's an egg, here's a sperm. Everything else will be taken care of for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be dark.
Okay, I want to hold you up. Have a good one,
Gilly.
man. Good show.
Later, man. Gilly, everybody. All right. 5 more calls. Let's go to Cole. Cole from Peoria, Illinois. Cole!
Hey, Danny.
What's up?
Hi.
How you doing?
I wanted to apologize about last time. I never actually got to the topic of pave scammers.
Yes. Let's hear it.
But in a word, everybody I had to interact with during that period was pretty much a pave scammer. And what that is a bunch of like poor Irish blue collar workers who are like down and out. They typically spend their day collecting metal and like broken bullshit and delivering it to recycling centers for money.
Yeah.
They'll sell you on just like repaving your concrete or something. But the general concept is, you call them in and they'll let you talk yourself into buying whatever you think the problem is, and they'll do it. Whether it fixes the problem or not, they don't care.
Right.
And they'll typically just use scavenged materials.
Yeah.
Well, and then they'll hassle you, and they're smoking. And usually they're like smoking meth and doing a bunch of bullshit. But they're just generally like Irish kind of American gypsies in that sense. And they just live in squalor, and they're generally terrible people.
Interesting. Yeah, that's
let's talk about AI, Danny.
Yeah, you got me fired up last week, and I'm even more fired up now.
So here's the thing. I have been working. I'll just preface this. I've been working with AI since let's say 2010.
Okay, so you're like a very early adopter. What was AI doing in 2010?
So in 2010, we were all working in enclaves, and I was in physics. And so the big thing was a lot of AI right now is focused on quantum computing.
Yeah.
And so what that is you just create like a I would help create batches of liquid nitrogen, or I think or liquid hydrogen. So you'd make these really cold baths, and then you'd get like a battery at the bottom, and that would create this gravitational well where you could like control stuff, and then they'd fire lasers into this thing.
Okay.
And then they'd dose it with particles of like silver or whatever, just to create these kind of floating arrays. So just think of like a something that would be like instead of a circuit board, you just have this like floating thing on this whatever, and you fire lasers and everything's cooled and it's a computer.
Okay.
And that's what quantum computing is.
Will we get quantum computing?
So the AI is the controller that you connect to that thing. That's where that grew out of. Like part of it was, I originally was in digital signal processing, or at least when I was in physics originally, we did some econ, and then we had to figure out how to like, AI is a collection of a lot of ideas where we used to be limited by analog, but because digital technology just keeps increasing by orders of magnitude, you can keep feeding it these problems, and then you have quantum computers now. And so you literally have like a hierarchy of AIs now that are just everybody's industry is seeing just all this stuff like leak out now. And as you said, it's very much like watching the internet evolve.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem like on the curve, we are like in a straight line up essentially right now.
So the application I was using it for, I've used it. So AI is based on something called finite state machines, and finite state machines will use advanced mathematics to identify basically like, have you heard of spectral analysis like Fourier or anything involved with like medical scanners?
You like basically telling you like a mass spectrometer, like that kind of thing?
So anything that would give you like a scan of a physical body, like an MRI or a PET, or like anything that uses that same math transform.
Okay.
Those all translate into digital models, like virtual models of things, not just physical models. And so AIs use the same kind of, a lot of the same internal logic that those ideas use to break and categorize and figure out sequences in the same way computers themselves work. And so AIs are very meta, and that's what allows them to scale very nicely. And their architectures, they're learning how to not only make AIs, but flash circuit boards specific to AIs. But they can do it also like dynamically with laser networks now. So it's like, instead of having to think about creating a new computer, a new circuit board, you just inject a new flash of silver into a hydrogen bath and like hit it with a different laser combination.
Okay. Do you think that AI is going to basically get us all these crazy like medical breakthroughs?
I mean, it already is.
But like, I'm talking about, and like, is it going to cure all disease and cancer and all that shit in, some period of time?
I don't know. I think that's a question of who's getting paid.
Yeah.
I think that people think this thing is going to go figure things out that it's not paid to go figure out. And it's like, go tell me if orange juice is good for you.
Right.
The AI is going to go, I don't know. And you're like, yeah, you know why you don't fucking know? Because humans don't fucking know if orange juice is good for you. But guess what? We all drink it anyway, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's not good for you.
There are limits.
I think it has a lot of sugar in it.
Exactly. But so the context in which I was using AI, I've used it for medical and I've seen its algorithms. I've used it in work with structural integrity, and that's where it's being used a lot to monitor like bridges.
Yeah.
It's being used in active video to figure out how to like crack rock. It's being used in like to identify butterflies. It's being used to like understand just weird phenomena, as you say, that it does add to like medical knowledge and just general products. Like you were even mentioning dentistry, where you're like, oh, you'd create like something that would like drill your teeth or something. I'm like, it's even weirder than that. AI figured out how to create a mastic gum that you can chew that just fills in your teeth.
Oh my God.
Right.
What about the drilling?
Like they're like, chew this.
Yeah, it's just like,
right. Just
this.
Fuck off with that. Just chew this.
Yeah. Just like chew this every day, and it'll basically be the same thing.
Right. And then use this brush that is basically the same as a dental implement that we allow you to plug into a wall.
Crazy. Did you see?
Those are the kinds of things.
Do you see the OpenAI thing where they said this was 3 days ago that GPT 5.2 derived a new result in theoretical physics? It basically solved some problem that they couldn't, quantum amplitude, that they couldn't solve forever, and it just did it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that thing can do things like we would have to have somebody who would be so, like, such a Buddha of physics.
Yeah. And it's just, I mean,
yeah.
You figure, like, if it's figure things like, I don't even know what this is, but if you can figure things like this out, I'm sure it's going to crack a lot of problems.
But I do want to add to your narrative here because, so, like, I had a project that took me 2 years in 2012.
Yeah.
And as of last year, I went and replicated my results with categorization and a bunch of other features in a totally different language, in a different suite within about, like it was an insane idea. Like in the past, I would have needed like 6 months to a year to figure this out.
Okay.
Uninterrupted. Right? You would have needed all this time.
Yeah.
Now I could just do it on the weekends, like 4 hours at a time. And I got it done in 4 weeks. And you're just like, okay, so that's insane. I can replicate something I did 10 years ago. Like if I told you I went and ran faster than I did when I was, in my 20s.
Right.
And
that was 2 years ago. You're saying it took 4 weeks 2 years ago. What would that be now? 2 years later.
Well, this was this year. And so again, this was the original result took me, over a year to get, just like in terms of what we understood how coding worked or data structures. This thing now, I can do this within a 2 month period, have results in hand, full report done, vibe coding with an AI. And you're just like, that was only possible as of within the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And there would have been, and there's no other time like that we've been alive that has been true.
Yeah. And I'm sure that whatever
it's
you
crazy.
said that took you 4 weeks. I'm sure now it would take you 1 week, even in the last year. Like I imagine that would even be quicker now.
Well, it's like the question is how intelligibly do we integrate this stuff? So like the way you're talking, you have so much content that you need to put into a machine in a certain way. And you're like, I could spend all my time categorizing this, but I could just let this thing's algorithm look at it, cut it apart, throw it into different bins, and then I'll follow up.
Yeah.
And that'll take me 30 minutes instead of 20 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not like a hands-off thing. Like I'm not willing to just be like, here, take the wheel or anything like that. But it's just, I can kind of manage it versus having to actually do the physical tasks, which are mind-numbing and I hate doing.
But I think for Americans, this is on net a good thing because the vast majority of people are like single business owners.
Yeah, no. If you're a business, I think I saw it's like I saw Mark Cuban talking about it, where it's like there's 33 million businesses in America, 30 million of them are single business owners. So those 30 million people, this is like the best thing that's ever happened to them.
Right.
Yeah, like this is just like I can do so much more, way more,
in terms of programming these. In terms of programming, these things are a bit of a bane because the only signal I'll really agree to is that a lot of these things want to, until a company agrees to ensure the results of any code that they provide, I will wait. That's my signal in the market.
Right. That it's like going to replace everybody, you're saying.
Well, the last thing that they did, it was okay, but it has all these different problems with subtlety, and you're just like, well, yeah, these are intrinsically human decisions,
right.
And you're like, okay, well, what would it make? And you're like, we don't know, and that's the problem where the cutoff with AI is the black box. You're just like, that's truly something that's an unknown for us,
right?
And we're not comfortable with it.
And, yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah, which is fine. But it's, I imagine most people, like, I can't, I don't know a ton of people who work in, like, corporate America. I know some. I would find it crazy if there isn't one of them who's just, like, uses AI all day to make their job better.
We use it quite a bit. It varies it depends on how people use it, like the quality of the person.
Yeah, of course.
Again, like I would say, like an expert with an AI is way better than somebody who's just like, copy this prompt, give this thing, do this problem.
Yeah, like it's all
these things are okay for general problems, but when you get into very specific, like database, like specific problems, these things start failing in mass, and you're just like, okay, it's okay at, like, within a certain range.
Right. All right, Cole, I gotta let you go. Good talking to you, man. Cole, everybody. All right, let's take some more calls here. We got 4 more calls. Stay on the line. I will get to you. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me tonight. Poison 53, the small theory AI is just the veil over these new supercomputers that are necessary for computing space travel and the robotic labor force necessary to mine asteroids. Well, I mean, if we get that mining asteroids. Hello, you're on Low Value Mail. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Danny. This is Renz.
Renz, what's up, man?
Dude, you're talking about AI and all this job replacement stuff.
Yeah.
I get that. You already talked about the trades.
Yeah.
I'm a union electrician myself.
You're fucking
I just want to say to everyone, go get a union electrician job. It's the easiest job I've had in my life. Like, being a bag boy was harder than being a union electrician.
You're never getting your electrocuting yourself?
No, dude. I don't work on anything live. That's crazy.
Really? You don't? Really? My friend who I went to college with, we went to the same business school, and he, like 2 years after we graduated, he's like, yeah, I'm becoming an electrician. Fuck this. And now he's an electrician, and he's way better off than I'm sure a lot of the guys who were also in that program.
Well, right. I'm 24 years old. And I made over $100,000 last year.
And yeah.
And, I have all these friends from high school. I see they're like big diplomas or whatever, and they're like coaching rowing or like not doing anything at all.
Not only are they not doing anything, they're saddled by huge amounts of debt, probably.
Yes, absolutely.
On top of that, yeah.
And like I'm in Arizona, which I am going to your comedy show.
Nice.
In May.
Nice.
And for the other guy who said that you and Dave are performing on the same day, Dave's also performing the next 2 days. So you can go to both.
There you go. You can go to both. It'll be a big comedy weekend.
But yeah, there's like all these jobs everywhere, especially with data centers coming out.
Oh,
like they have to build them.
Yeah, they have to build them. They got to wire them. And yeah, how long does it take to finish your apprenticeship to be an electrician?
4 to 5 years, depending on what local you're going to.
Yeah.
Like Arizona is like a really shitty local.
Okay.
So like wages are low. They're like pushing apprentices through. They're like making the tests easier just so they get more manpower, more market share.
Is it difficult to get an apprenticeship?
No. You have to be like not retarded, which I know is a big ask.
Yeah.
But it's super easy. Like you just have to know like high school math.
All right. Well, I mean, that's that is probably like, that's the thing. If you're going to college and you're like kind of on the fence about this stuff, that's the thing is like even the stuff where it would have made sense 3 or 4 years ago to do, where like 4 years ago people were like, yeah, go get computer science. Like that's pretty bulletproof. And now it's just like, I don't even think that is anymore. Like it seems like a lot of those people who went and got computer science degrees are like struggling to find jobs now. And it'll probably be worse. It's all like fake jobs too. Like my friend, he has a job where he's coding a website and he's just vibe coding the whole thing. I'm like, dude, you're getting replaced in like 2 months. 2 months. I mean, anybody who's watching the show right now, if you've never made a website, you can go make a sick website on Claude or probably ChatGPT in like an hour, probably. Like not like some basic landing page, like a full like website, like a full website. You can go make it in an hour. Probably like on the high end. Yeah.
There's one other thing I wanted to mention. There's like nuke jobs, like working at nuclear power plants.
Yeah.
Like my J-Dub just went out to like Maryland. He's taking home $6,000 a week.
Wow.
And that's like, you have to file like 20 pieces of paperwork just to put in like just to drill one hole in a wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Trump's getting rid of a lot of the regulation to kind of make that easier, but like a lot of the red tape, I think he did something last week that everybody was complaining about. But yeah, it seems like people need to be very conscious about, especially if you're like in your 20s, about what you're going to do with the rest of your life. Like the idea that you're going to go be like a marketer is like a marketing degree, which I know tons of people who got marketing degrees, probably a complete waste of time and money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like something where you're just like, that seems like an easy gig, and you go, you're not going to be working.
Yeah. No, there's not a lot there. One question I had for you. Did you see what XQC said about all the billionaires being pedophiles?
No. What did he say?
There's not a lot to do late game, so that's probably why.
What did you say? Say that again?
There's not a lot to do late game. Like once you have $1 billion, there's not much else to do.
I think I saw that. Yeah, there's not much else to do. Like you kind of just like everything bores you, so you're just like, I guess I'm gonna fuck kids now. I don't know. I've known some billionaires in my life. I have known two, and I don't think either of them. They're both the two I've known were both fucking completely normal, and definitely are not fucking kids. And
you're not going to tell people.
That's true. I suppose that it could come out that both of them, they both seem, I guess that's possible. I don't think so, though. Not these two. I'm sure there's billionaires fucking kids. Don't get me wrong. That's kind of the premise of everything we've been talking about for a while. But it happens for sure. I would imagine it's still a small percentage of them. Like, I don't think Bezos is fucking kids or Mark Zuckerberg. But I'm sure it happens. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people get a lot of money like that. You know, you hear that all the time. Someone's like, yeah, I sold my company for like $300 million. I'm rich. I don't have anything to do. I'm fucking miserable. Because, like, you know, people like, that's the thing is some people do think you're like, yeah, like the dream is doing nothing. And then you're like, no, that's actually, like, it might seem like that. But even that gets fucking boring, doing nothing. Doing whatever you want and doing nothing will get boring.
Whatever happened to buying sports teams and just going crazy?
Yeah, buying a sports team, but like, I mean, there's not that many of those available. They don't come up for sale that often. Like, you know, you want to buy one of the, there's 120, 130 professional sports teams in the United States, like in the 4 major sports, and like maybe one becomes available for sale every 5 years, and usually you have to overpay for them like crazy, and then they're probably like not particularly profitable. But yeah, I don't know.
True.
All right, I gotta let you go. Thanks, man. All right, 3 more calls. Let's go to Slav. Let's see what Slav's up to. And we got Jake, and then we got Billy, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Hello.
Hey, let's see. You hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Hey, what's up? Hey, we were suggesting in the chat that maybe instead of AI, you could help out the working like a human being and not a clanker. You can actually have your own army of bio clankers. That's what I like to call illegals. But
yeah,
they can. The LVM low value male crowd. They can answer your wife's calls. We know you pretty well.
That's the thing, though, is that these tasks that I'm delegating to my clanker, I wouldn't pay somebody to do. I would just do them myself.
Well, what is your wife possibly calling you about?
Oh my God,
that is so important. That is so important.
Oh, you know who you sound like, Slav? Me, because she calls me all the time, and I go, "What could you possibly need right now?" And it's just like some bullshit. It's just like nothing. I don't know. It's nothing. She's like, where's this thing in the house? She's like, I can't find this thing.
Well, I mean, hey, just try forwarding her calls to us. See how that works out. Maybe she'll get sick of doing that.
You know what? I don't hate that idea. I'm gonna be like, all calls forwarded from my wife go to Slav. And then you know what'll happen though? You know what'll happen? Nice. Yeah, she was nice to you. I'll tell you what's gonna happen is you're gonna be like, you're gonna fucking block her after like 2 weeks. You're like, what have I done? For when she asks you for the third time where something is in the house, or she's gonna be like, I told you already. I told you where that is.
I mean, if I can J pill her,
you're not gonna J pill her. I promise. You're not. You're gonna be fucking pulling your hair out.
What is it? Instead of I'm trying to do the reverse of suggesting a guest. You've you have been requested to be a guest on a show.
Which show?
I know you've been History Homos.
History Homos.
I know that. Yeah, Scott Lizard Abrams. He said he's tried to reach out to you before, and you've turned it down once.
History Homos, and I turned it down. When does he record? It could have been a scheduling problem. History Homos.
I don't know when he records, but he's.
Here's the problem, and I don't want to be this guy. Honestly, I'm like very busy. He gets like 40 views on his podcast. I'm just like, I don't have the time for this. It's like his podcast is like an hour and a half. I'm not trying to be like some fucking big dogging thing, but I'm just like, I don't have the time. I'm just like so busy.
You're complaining about the bathhouse.
Yeah.
Drowning. You didn't even plug it on Morning Zoo this morning.
I know, because I can't plug everything. Here's the way plugging works, okay? If you plug 7 things, people do none of them. It's like
you plugged 2 things. You plugged Voice Cast.
Yes.
You plugged Low Value Mail.
Well, if any of the people who here, listen to this, Slav. If you saw me on Morning Zoo this morning and you are watching now because you saw me then, tomorrow I have another call-in show called The Bathhouse at the Stand with a bunch of other comedians. See how that works? But if they didn't use the plug to come here, but if I'm like, here's these 4 things, go do all of them, people are just like, I don't even know what I just.
The thing is, when we watch live, that's for paid subscribers.
I understand.
When it goes out to the public, yeah.
Well, then they'll be watching this, and I plug the Bathhouse every week on this show. It's a funnel. That's how it works. It's a funnel. But I can't plug a million things. It's just like they don't do any of them.
Hey, then you shouldn't complain about,
I'm not complaining. I'm gonna literally I'm not complaining. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, hey, you're complaining about subscriber numbers and, to the Patreon, and I've been following the numbers. The numbers have not gone up. Your theory is still not holding.
The numbers of what have not
water.
Of what?
Your Patreon.
It's been a week.
It doesn't matter.
It's too small of a sample size. I will tell you, the Patreon has been a lot more pleasant without you. Patreon.com/LoveValueMail.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, what is it? Okay, so what else?
There have been no comments in the Patreon being like, I wish Slav was still here.
Okay. I'm not disputing that. Yeah. So what I was calling in about was so you guys are talking about the ending of stuff concerning AI. I was calling in about the ending of VPN.
Yeah.
So I think there's like 8 VPN companies, major ones,
and they're all owned by Israel.
So yeah, 7 of them. I think.
Is that true? 7 of the 8?
Yeah. I think there's like 1 VPN company that is not owned by Israel, and any other technology that emulates that type of thing is literally just like national level for.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
Like state
what do
actors.
I use? Proton? Is Proton owned by Israel? And what is defined by owned by Israel? What's the definition when you say owned by Israel? Proton VPN is a Swiss company.
Like just like how TikTok is.
Okay, well, let me see. Proton is I have a subscription to Proton. Let's see. Proton VPN Israel. Israeli. No logs VPN. No servers and no, they have servers.
Are you searching on Google or?
Yes. Where would I look to find Proton VPNs?
I would just say Brave. You don't even need the browser. You could just search Brave through any browser.
Yeah.
But
let's see, brave.com. Actually, let me ask my Clanker, because my Clanker API is run through Brave browser, actually, through Brave's API.
Yeah, why don't you? Yeah. Whip that wire back into shape.
Is Proton VPN?
Bro, I got a whole list of slurs for these bolt buckets.
Is Proton VPN owned by Israel? Let me see what it says. And this is run through Brave's API. So let's see what the Clanker has to say. It's probably writing some fucking huge. It says no, Swiss, owned by Proton AG, Proton Technologies, based in Geneva, founded by scientists who met at CERN, majority owned by non-profit Proton Foundation, not Israeli. Okay, what about Surfshark? Let's see what it says about Surfshark. I don't know that many. Do you have any other ones? Any other?
I don't really use VPNs. I mean, I don't really use much of. I mean, I know how to like.
So you don't have a credit card because of the Jews. You don't have a VPN because of the Jews. I bet you've never. Surfshark, Lithuanian Dutch, founded in 2018 by Vaidotas Kaziakonis, registered in Amsterdam, offices in Lithuania, Poland, Germany, merged with Nord, not Israeli either. Okay, what about Nord?
Oh yeah, I think Nord has been the biggest ones that are like advertised.
Okay, those are the only three that maybe I know some others. Okay. Let's see what it says about Nord.
Yeah, but basically...
So we're 0 for 2 right now. What are the ones that are owned by Israel? We're 0 for 2 right now.
Dang, I was reading this last week. I mean, it just like... I think they
NordVPN, also Lithuanian Dutch, owned by Nord Security, founded 2012. Tom Oakman, Amantis Sabaliaskis, Jonas Karklis, parent company in Amsterdam, operates under Panama jurisdiction. Originally spun out from Tesonet, which is a Lithuanian startup accelerator, not Israeli. All three, Proton, Surfshark, Nord, are European. Okay, I'm going to tell my Clanker he's been compromised. I'll see what my Clanker says.
Yeah, it's even LinkedIn is saying this. ExpressVPN, CyberGhost.
I didn't look at it. Those are none of those ones I looked up. These are the first I looked up. These.
VPN, BetterNet, Hotspot Shield.
This is what the Clanker says. He says, "Pretty sure I'm not, but nice try." That's what the Clanker says.
Yeah, your fucking Clanker's being a smartass. You should throw him in the fucking hot box. Yeah.
All right.
So, what is it? The other thing is just for Goob. This is just for Goob because he's on this whole thing. That shooting at that skating rink in Rhode Island, carried out by.
I saw that. That was crazy. No, was it?
No,
it was a dad who murder-suicide his wife and his kids.
Yeah, and everyone who said that they know him would say like 1 week he would show up wearing a dress, the other week he'd be showing up doing weights, and then back in the. I mean, these people are sick, and
I don't know where you. I really don't know where you get your sources.
Oh,
from.
What is it? A good Instagram follow, Tesseron News.
Okay.
I get a lot of my news from Instagram and Telegram.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I'll have to look into this because you said every VPN was Israeli, and you were 0 for 3 on the first ones I found.
Well, and then lastly, so you guys were. Talking about also Israel 9/11. Look up Odigo, Odigo. So this whole thing of like, how did like all these Jews not die on 9/11? Because y'all guys were talking about Howard Lutnick. So they had this messaging system that used pagers for all of their Israeli. There was like around 4,000 or 5,000 Israeli employees.
Odigo Messenger is an early social networking service based on instant messaging.
So they were. So it has been. So I got this off of like a Danish website, highly reputable. Like I first saw it on Stormfront that they linked the story to, but I kept going
very
through the sources.
reputable news site Stormfront. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Stormfront at least cites sources that I have to translate.
I've been
further.
on Stormfront. Their sources are not exactly journalistic quality, but go ahead.
It's the first time I've ever been on it. But what is it? Yeah, so all these Israeli employees, they got notifications like 90 minutes before being like, hey, just take the day off. Like, just leave.
Yeah, it
and
says here, there's Wikipedia has a reference. Not that Wikipedia is the end-all be-all of anything, obviously not. But it says, Otago in the 9/11 investigation. Otago reported that 2 hours before the September 11, 2011 attacks, 2 of their employees who were working in an Otago office in Herzliya, Petua, a city near Tel Aviv, received a hostile English electronic instant message non-specifically threatening them that a terrorist attack would happen. They did not mention this to their employer until after they heard reports of a terrorist attack in the United States on the news, after which they informed the company's management. One of Otago's New York offices was then situated within a mile of the World Trade Center. However, the threatening message did not mention the location. I mean, if that's a coincidence, that is an odd coincidence. The company took the initiative in tracking down the originating IP, gave the information to the FBI so that the FBI could track down the ISP and the actual sender of the original message using the Otago. And yeah, it looks like they.
I mean, there's actual somebody still recorded. There was a CBS. So like, whenever the original TV broadcast, and they were talking about the dancing Israelis, they were arrested, they were held in detention.
Yeah.
They found out they were Mossad and they let them go. And you can only still you can't find it printed out anywhere, but you could still just find the recorded thing off the television broadcast.
Yeah.
Because there was so much news coming out on the TV, and that was the only source of news. It was the same. This same thing was also on CBS News.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
And
I mean, they referred to it in the Washington Post. It was. Yeah, this was certainly covered. It says the message declared that some sort of attack was about to take place. The notes ended with an anti-Semitic slur. The message said something big was going to happen in a certain amount of time. Interesting.
It's and then just the last update on the this anti-goyim word war.
Yeah.
Wikipedia is going through an editing war on the page for that term.
For the term goy?
Yeah, there's like, if you know how you can look at the editing logs.
No, I've never looked at the editing logs. Where do you see that? Tools?
Yeah, so like when edits are made, they get recorded. Like, Wikipedia has its own like blockchain.
Yeah, no, I know that. Oh, view history. Here we go. So there's been 3 updates on the 11th. We're talking about the English word goy. I don't know how to read this, to be honest.
That's it. I think maybe now they're retracting those. I mean, Wikipedia has been already compromised.
Yeah,
so
Wikipedia. Take it with a grain of salt. What are they trying to say? That it's a slur?
Well, no. What is it? They were trying to. So all these things. It's like, especially when you look up like Simon of Trent or Little Hugh of Lincoln, like all the child saints, like all those little Christian children who were killed by Jews and drained of blood that became like children's saints for the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
A lot of those have been edited recently because they're like, oh, blood libel. So what it is like they're now combing like Unit 8200 in the IDF. They're trying to comb through everything on Wikipedia that has anything related to the Jew, and they're trying to just edit it to make themselves look in the best light.
You should start your own Wikipedia clone. Go get Claude, make your own Wikipedia clone called Goyapedia.
I'm not supporting these fucking robots, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, start Goyapedia. You'll fucking make bank.
There's
the merch, just the Goyapedia merch, Slav. You'll be wealthy beyond your imagination.
No, because how am I going to get paid? I'm going to have to use like
crypto
crediting company.
Crypto. Or go start your own. Anyways, I gotta let you go. I gotta wrap this up. But all right, Slav, everybody. Goyapedia.com. It's It's another thing I've made for the Goys. The Goys just need a Jew to help them. That's just what it is. Standuptogoyhate.org. Billy.
Danny Goy, what's up?
What's up, pal?
Hey, I'm not super computer literate because I started drinking. I was in college in my freshman year when the internet came out.
Yeah, you own a computer?
I do own a computer.
Okay.
So, and I could do emails and crap. I know the basics of it, but what this Claude thing? Because I got a welding business, and I had paid someone to make a website, and it sucks.
Oh,
so
my God.
I can go on and...
Yes. Okay. This is what we're going to do. Okay. Go to Claude .ai is the website. This will be fun, actually. Go to Claude.ai. You have a Windows or a Mac?
Windows.
Windows. Okay, that's fine. So go to Claude.ai. I don't know if are you at your computer right now?
Oh, I can be.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to be at it right now, but just go to Claude.ai. That's the website. Go sign up. I don't know if you need to get the pro plan. You probably don't. But the whole thing is it's just plain language. It's just like if you were talking to me, nothing fancy is required. And if you don't understand anything, or if it's like you're like, I don't know how to do this, you just tell it, I don't know how to do this. Just explain. You go, I'm not very good at computers. I don't know how to do this. And all you have to be able to do is follow pretty simple instructions, and it'll give it to you. And if you're like, this is too complex, just say, give it to me simpler than this, and it'll break it down to whatever level you need it. But just say, hey, I have this welding business. Just explain it. Like, imagine you called some guy and you're just like, hey, this is what I need. Talk to it like that. You don't need to be technical at all. Just say, this is what I need. I have this welding business in Philadelphia. This is what I do. I would like a website, and just whip me something up. Just be like, what do you got? And it might ask you for some. It can do anything.
Pictures and stuff. It'll load pictures in there and all that crap.
This shit is about to blow your mind, man. I'm telling you, you won't believe what it'll give you. Yes, it can get pictures. It might need you to upload the pictures if you know how to do that.
Yeah.
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 There's like a little plus sign. I would download the the actual app, but you can do it in the browser. You don't need to download the app. To be honest, you probably don't need to download the app. Actually, don't even do that. Just go to Claude.ai, make an account. It takes 2 seconds. You can just like make an account with your Google or whatever, and just tell it what you want. That's it. And if you don't like something, just be like, change this. And you just have to tell it, just change this. I want these colors. I need this, whatever you want, and it'll make it for you. And then it'll explain to you how to swap it with your current website. It literally couldn't be easier. It's just like, and anything you're just like, I don't know how to do this, just ask it. Dude, it'll fucking blow your mind. It'll make you a website that some guy off the street would charge you $1,000 for in 3 minutes.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh. And how about sales? Do you think it can help me generate sales or like get me onto like?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing is, you have to kind of like explain it, and like you would have to have some sales strategy. Like it's not just going to be like get me more sales, and it'll be like done. Like you'll have to, like it might tell you these are good places to advertise. Here's the thing: you can like set this thing up if you have it running like. Because if you give it a dedicated computer, like the little AI bot thing that I have, you can like literally you could have it emailing like for leads. Like it could generate, it'll bring you back leads. It'll email people all day. You could start calling people for you all day. Like it could do this literally nonstop.
Oh no shit, man! I got to get on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the website is like the least impressive thing it can do.
Oh well, that's pretty impressive to me. So I don't know what else I would want.
Anything is all the only limitation here is just what you can tell it. Basically, if it's doing it on a computer, that's the main limitation. Is just like you have to be able to express what you want.
Huh.
Dude, it can help you with your dude. It can help you with your inventory, your fucking accounting, like literally everything.
Oh, do you think I could tell it, say, hey, I've got $100,000 job and I don't want to pay taxes on me? You can figure out how to. I don't have to pay taxes.
No, I don't think it'll do that. But it would be able to find you like legal things where it says, you know. And again, at some point, you might want to talk to a professional. It does specifically say like, hey, I'm not a tax accountant, but it also has the full tax code that it can like reference all at once. Right? Like an accountant would be either it's in its memory or it goes, let me grab the tax code and look that up and I'll tell you. This thing can reference it all at the same time. But sometimes there's like industry specific things where maybe it's like doesn't know exactly little ins and outs of things. But if you have a pretty like somewhat basic business, which I imagine like you don't have a super complex thing with a bunch of shit companies. I think this would be all you need. And it could like, I'm sure it could find you things like I'll do this. You're like, I imagine you do your taxes, and I imagine you have an accountant. Do you have an accountant who does your taxes, or do you do them yourself?
Nah, I haven't done taxes in a decade, but say I do.
Well, then don't worry about it. Don't sweat it.
I'm just gonna make a shitload of money this year, and I'm like, fucking Uncle Sam knocking on my door.
Yeah. Well, have you actually not done your taxes in 10 years?
Yeah, if I had needed a liver transplant, I was sick for like 10 years too.
So, I mean, again, go talk to it. Just be like, hey, this is the deal. I haven't done my taxes in 10 years. I had a liver transplant. I don't know. I'm sure it'll help you out.
And then what do you pay a month for that shit? Well, like you said, it's 20, but is there a better plan? You pay like 100 or something?
So there's the $20 plan. There's the $100 plan. I signed up for the $20 plan. It's not unlimited, so I basically designing all this stuff and using it so much, I actually ran out of my credits for the week. So I signed up
that's what you were saying earlier.
But it's like you have to do I was on it all day, like for like a week basically, and like the 20 you don't need more than the $20 one. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to switch the subject, but I do. What are the peptides you're talking about?
It's basically tirzepatide is essentially it's like Mounjaro or like Wegovy. But then I just ordered retatrutide, which is not approved by the FDA, but it will be. It's a Eli Lilly, and it will be out soon. But you can buy it from China or any of these peptides.
Oh, what's that?
It's just like
is that for the weight control shit?
Yeah, just like appetite stuff. It's great. I love it.
I have self-control, so I don't need that anymore.
Nah, it's so much better. I don't know. I feel so much better taking it. It's one less thing I have to think
honestly,
about in my life.
With that Ozempic, that shit, 40% of the weight people are losing is lean body fat, mass.
I'm in the gym, pal.
And bone.
No, well, yeah, the reason is because it's like a 60-year-old fucking takes this stuff. They don't work out. They don't
girls in their 20s are getting osteoporosis from Ozempic now because it's deteriorating their bone structure.
If that is the case, it's because they're not lifting weights. If you lift, I follow so many people on this stuff. It's just like you just have to get in the gym and you have to eat protein, and that completely counterbalances it. This stuff is the thing is this stuff seems like fucking this stuff seems like pretty new, but like it's been pretty heavily tested. The thing is some people think you're like, oh, I don't have to do anything, I just take this shot and it's magic, and you're like, no, you have to go work out, you have to lift weights, otherwise you're gonna lose lean muscle, and it's really hard to put that shit back.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, good show tonight, man.
Good luck, man. I want to know what you make with this thing. I'm very curious. Next week, call in.
I'll be on it tonight. I'll call in either tomorrow or next week.
There's no show tomorrow. No bathhouse tomorrow. I got a show in Long Island. So,
well, have fun, man. Good luck. I hope you make a lot of money.
All right. Yeah, it's more than the bathhouse, that's for sure. All right, Billy.
Thanks, dude. Adios,
Billy. All right, final call of the evening. And then we're gonna wrap this up. Oh, we went long. Jake, you're the last call of the night.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, man? Thanks for hanging in there. Appreciate it.
I wanted to call in to complain about AI, bro.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear all the bad shit about it.
Okay, so why AI or like supercomputers are disappointing to me, Danny. I'm going to explain to you.
Okay.
It hasn't hoarded Bitcoin in secret. It hasn't done a single like targeted assassination. It hasn't like paid a hitman yet.
Yeah.
Like I have all these expectations, you know, and it's not fulfilling them.
Yeah, well, they have guardrails on them. So, I mean, I saw today, actually, that the Department of War, I guess Anthropic, who makes Claude, basically wouldn't give them, like, a guardrail-less version. So, this is from Pete Hegseth, U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. It is close to cutting business ties with Anthropic and designating the AI company a supply chain risk, meaning anyone who wants to do business with the U.S. military has to cut ties with the company. Basically, the reason is just because they were like, we want to use this for like, we want to basically let this thing fly for any like bad shit we want to do. And Anthropic's like, no, we don't want to give you just like, let you do bad shit and, you know, figure out new chemical weapons or whatever the fuck. So this stuff can do this stuff. It's just they don't let you, but it certainly can. I don't see why it couldn't. I mean, obviously, we don't want people like figuring out how to make, or at least you don't want it to take 2 minutes, like as easy as it is to design a website to like make, you know, chemical weapons.
Have you noticed the difference between like the paid AI versus like the free AI?
Yeah. So you know what? It's hard to say because like AI just entirely looks different than it did 3 weeks ago, kind of like it's but the different AIs for sure, like when you use Gemini versus like Claude, it kind of depends what you want to do with it. There's like that factor too, but the Claude, like everybody was like, the Claude just gives you access to like a different model if you pay for it, like their higher one. And I just kind of wanted to see what it could do, but yeah, they're all different. I don't know. I'm sure there are differences. Yeah. Like
I feel like the free AIs kind of like just exist to like, I don't know, argue with the surf class essentially.
Kind of.
Like it just, you know, it just like sticks to the script.
Yeah. Basic, like kind of search engine. If you really want to like test its limits, I would recommend paying $20 for one and, try it out. I think it's worth it. I mean, this thing is the greatest, one of the, you know, it's amazing what it can do. Like as of recent, it is really crazy.
I see an issue though, like with, don't you think like this AI will like lead to almost like a death of like common sense, like conventional wisdom and understanding?
For sure. I mean, they said, they came out and said that Zoomers are the first generation that's stupider than the previous generation.
Like you tell your kids like, hey, don't trust the government, think for yourself, don't take experimental vaccines, and then your kids going into this AI, and now you have to, as a parent, argue with like the modern day Library of Alexandria. Like, how is that fair? You know?
Yeah. I mean, dude, I have this problem in my house, like where I got my wife on AI, and then now she's just like, well, it says this, and I'm like, well, it's not always right. Like you have to go double check, especially like things that are of importance. Like you can go look up a banana bread recipe. I don't give a shit what it says, but like things that are important, you're like, yeah, you have to kind of double check this stuff. But yeah, I mean, for sure, people's cognitive abilities will likely decrease. And the thing is, like, are you using it for productive learning things, or are you using it just to like do dumb shit? I don't know.
What do you think about like an AI teacher that's like a hologram? Who's like also a comedian, but he's also Mickey Mouse at the same time, and he's like teaching your kids?
I saw someone, not a hologram, but I saw someone using one of these AI clanker agent things to set up like some old homeschooling thing for their kids. I see the problem with that is like you still need your kids to like interact with other kids. Like there's like a socializing element of going to school, which is why I'm not like a huge proponent of homeschooling. I know some people are, but I feel like, and obviously you can get that elsewhere as well, but people are doing wild shit with this stuff. I'm sure you could easily teach your kid. I don't know if you're like, or you could use it to augment you homeschooling your kid. I mean, if you're homeschooling your kid and you're not using AI, your kid's going to be fucking dumb.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah. I had some funny like bullet points I want to shoot past you.
Yeah,
I think they're funny.
an AI music contest that's funded by OpenAI.
I'm sure that'll exist. I mean,
Like where they try to like get like artists and that they like give the best prompts, and like whoever gives the best prompt to the AI and makes the best music wins. And like it's like a contest, like a music contest.
I mean, the music. There is a music contest going on right now, and it's people. Dude, people are literally like, there have been AI music like that's charting. Like
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's already happening.
Yeah, I've seen some examples of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing there is some human element though in there. You know, where they're kind of directing the traffic of how like the song goes.
Yeah,
you know, it's not
I'm
completely
sure
AI.
There's
but
like some post production. Yeah, like if you go look up, there's a chick, Zania Monet is on Billboard. It says just the past. This is from Billboard from this is from November, and this is in the past few months, at least 6 AI or AI assisted artists have debuted on various Billboard rankings. So it's coming again. It's just like there's so much fucking music. It's just like redundant shit. So you're like, yeah, AI can definitely make that stuff. Like how many songs
what do you think about
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what do you think about holograms and like AI holograms and VTubers as guests at your funeral?
AI as guests?
Yeah, like your guests are just like a bunch of AIs and like VTubers that are at your funeral instead of like real people, because that's like your social circle.
Yeah, I'm dead. I don't give a shit. I'm dead at that point.
So. Okay, I'm just trying to shoot this back. Okay, so this one's for the Stormfront fans who are listening. An AI powered Hitler robot made by Mossad to create Jewish sympathy, but then goes rogue, becomes an accomplished painter.
I don't hate it.
What do you think about that one?
I don't hate that. That seems. Like
what about this one? All world powers using AI-based geopolitical strategies, and they perpetually stalemate each other.
They professionally what? Perpetually what was the last thing you said?
They perpetually stalemate each other. Like no one ever wins.
That would be the best scenario. To be honest, the best scenario for like world peace would be everybody has the optimal strategy, which leads to a stalemate for everybody. And you know that.
What do you think about like
in advance? So you're just like, all right, there's nothing to be done here. There's no.
What do you think about like an AI grandmother that her job is to distract and waste time with Indian scammers?
That dude, I think that already exists. I think. Oh no, wasn't there? Yeah, they have that. I saw a thing on like BBC or some UK news outlet where someone made that. Basically, they made it.
Fucking genius if they did. I just wrote these up. I thought they were funny.
Yeah, that exists. What you just said exists. They already are doing that, where they're basically wasting Indian scammers' times with these AI grandmas. You can go look it up. Yeah.
I'm going to disagree with your previous caller, though. I think you should keep taking the Chinese Wegovy.
I am. He ain't gonna stop.
I think you should. I think that's pretty based, actually.
Dude, it literally says not for human. Dude, it literally says not for human consumption on the bottle.
That's bullshit. They try to scare you, bro. No. There's nothing about that.
Can't scare me.
Don't even fucking listen to that shit.
Can't scare me. All right.
Dude, I love the show, Danny. I'll see you in Detroit, brother.
Thank you, man. See you, man.
Take care, guys.
All right, that's been the show. Damn, we went so long. It's fine though. Duckslinger says Ramseef has the best aquarium on YouTube. Enjoy it before we get taken over by AI overlords. Let's take home the gold. Canada. McKinnon can control his emotions. Boys. Yeah, Canada's fucking dude. Canada's so stacked. America looks good too. I think we're gonna get another USA Canada gold medal game, which I'm very pumped for. I hope it's not during one of these shows, because if it is, I will not be doing it. I will be watching that game. That is a fucking promise. That's it. That's been the show, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm sorry for the audio issues, but I figure it's better than no show at all. I might actually take down the live stream and re-upload this with proper audio, because I can't imagine this will do great for great numbers on YouTube with shitty mono audio. So if you're, I guess it wouldn't matter, because I was going to say if you're listening, but you'd be listening now versus someone who turned it on like an hour ago and you're an hour behind, and then the stream will just shut up. All right, I'm done rambling. I'm done. I got to piss. That's been the show. Thank you very much. Support the show. Subscribe to the channel. Like the thing. Follow on Spotify. Patreon.com/low-value-mail. Become a very important Scrote. Shout out to Gerard for producing this shit. And we will catch you all next week. No show for the Bathhouse tomorrow, but we'll see you next week. Good night.
with all my shit heroic. Empathic abilities, yeah, my face be also stoic. Bleep, blow up, nigga, that just means I'm working. They see me as a leader, so that's why I'm Captain Kirkin. These tracks from the stars, that much is for certain. You can feel this hit if you up or if you hurt. I'm raising my stock, not talking my feet in some Birkin. Number Johnny 5, got a fucking short circuit. Bring the track to life when I spit phenomenally. When I hit, she feel that shit in her abdominals. These rappers make me laugh like comic view, they comically. You know I got a ball out, I hit the track running just like Sonic do. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah. They was trying to get me on my hype shit. Yeah. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah. And they tried to down me up some KO type shit. Yeah. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah. Now we pulling up fresh on some flight shit. Ha. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah. They was trying to get me on my hype shit. Yeah. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah. Then they tried to down me up some KO type shit. Yeah. They don't wanna turn on my light switch. Yeah.